was one of our scorekeepers.
That's pretty sweet.
And then he also did like whatever the equivalent was to their like umpire analytics or something. I don't know.
I don't know if I'm gonna make it down to the field for pitch.
Saw Bill Rogan last night.
And a pleasant 4th of July, everybody. A happy 4th to all of you watching around the United States and the world. It is early morning baseball from Davis, California. The visiting Oakland Ballers and the hometown Yolo High Wheelers. So those of you watching on Flow Sports and listening on YouTube Live, a pleasant good morning and a pleasant, as I said, happy and safe 4th of July. Well, so far so good. If you're an Oakland Ballers fan, Oakland has taken the first two games of this series, winning here yesterday 9-5, and then here on Tuesday 8-5. So far Oakland in this series has outscored Yolo by a count of 17-10. Again, 9-5 yesterday and 8-5 here on Tuesday. So maybe the holiday will bring some luck to the Yolo High Wheelers, who could use a win. Yolo has dropped 3 consecutive contests. Oakland comes in at 22-16. Yolo at 16-19. So final game of the home portion of this series. 3 games that at the end of the day will have been played here, and then we will go over to Oakland starting tomorrow for the first of 3. So Doug Greenwald with you here at Dobbins Stadium, and let's take a look at the starting lineups for this early morning get-together between these two Northern California Pioneer League teams. For Micah Franklin and the Oakland Ballers, leading it off and playing center field, Austin Davis. Batting second and in left field, and that's Peyton Harden. Hitting third and playing right field, that's Trevor Halsema. Hitting in the cleanup spot at the designated hitter role, J.P. Gates. The fifth place hitter is Dondre Hubbard, and he plays third. Hitting sixth and at second base, Jalen Smith. The shortstop is Miles Jefferson, and he is slotted seventh. Hitting eighth at first base, Noah Martinez, and batting ninth and doing the catching is Tyler Lozano. On the mound for the Oakland Ballers is the right-hander out of USC, Carson Lambert. So again for Oakland and manager Micah Franklin, it's Davis, Harden, and Halsema, Gates, Hubbard, and Smith, Jefferson, Martinez, Lozano, and the right-hander Lambert on the mound. For Billy Horton and the Yolo High Wheelers, Yolo coming in with a record of 16-19. Braylon Skinner leads it off, and he's in center field. Batting second and at shortstop, Bobby Leday. The third baseman hitting third, Braden Blackford. Batting cleanup and at first base is Jose Gonzalez. In the fifth spot, the designated hitter, Alejandro Figueiredo. Batting sixth and in right field is Tanner Smith. Hitting seventh at second base, Kirkland Banks. Kyle Guerra is the eighth place batter. He'll make his first appearance of the series, and he's in left field. And again, bats eighth, and hitting ninth and doing the catching is Angel Mendoza. On the mound today for the Yolo High Wheelers is the right-hander Brandon McPherson. So again, for Yolo and manager Billy Horton, it's Skinner, Leday, and Blackford, Gonzalez, Figueiredo, and Smith, Banks, Guerra, Mendoza, and the righty McPherson on the mound. So again, we will be with you in Oakland tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. We'll have the games for you at YouTube Live. 6:35 p.m. first pitch tomorrow, and then 1:05 Saturday and 1:05 Sunday, and then we are right back here to see Rocky Mountain on Tuesday. So look forward to having you join us then. All right, we're going to send it down to the field now for the playing of the national anthem on this most patriotic of afternoons. All right, the national anthem this morning from Dobbins Stadium. And again, the High Wheelers trying to avoid being, I guess I could say, swept. I mean, this is, 6 straight games against Oakland, but yet I really look at this as 2 different series. You have 1 series here, and then we go to Oakland tomorrow. It'll be, for the most part, a different umpiring crew. We'll have one of the same umpires in this series that'll be over in Oakland, but it's a different, obviously different stadium, different city, different uniforms, same teams, but I like to just split it up. On the mound this morning for the Oakland High Wheel, or for the Yolo High Wheelers is the right-hander Brandon McPherson. 1 win, no losses, and a 5.19 ERA. For Brandon, this will be his 6th appearance and 6th start of the year. Got a no decision in his last start. That was last Thursday at Idaho Falls. Went 5 innings, gave up 9 hits, 5 runs all earned. He walked 1, struck out 4, and again that was a 12-9 victory for Idaho Falls. So McPherson gets a start today. Brandon Mitchell, the lefty, he will start tomorrow. And then I was talking to Yolo manager Billy Horton. High Wheelers are still undecided who will start Saturday and Sunday. So normally I would mention the names like Sean Gamelin. Normally I'd mention Ben Ferrer. But that is up in the air right now. I'm not sure who will be starting Saturday and Sunday. Tomorrow night's pitching matchup, Brandon Mitchell for Yolo and Aaron Eden, the right-hander for Oakland. All right, here we go from Davis, California. Here on this happy 4th of July. See the red, white, and blue bunting draped around the ballpark. Wondering if we are the first game of the day professionally today. I'll have to check that out and see. I'll have to look that up in a moment. All right, Austin Davis leads it off, and Brandon McPherson works out of the set position, ready to go. He kicks, and the first pitch of the 4th is up and in, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes the count, and we're underway at 10:08 this morning, and it's an 87-degree morning from Davis. The 1-0 to Austin Davis, and that's a strike on the inside corner, and the count's a 1 ball and 1 strike. Austin Davis hits at .353. He has 7 home runs. He has 24 runs batted in. As McPherson's 1-1, and Davis swings and laces this one toward left, and that's going to get down 1 hop in front of Kyle Guerra for a base hit. So Austin Davis, all 3 games in this series, has led off the contest by reaching base. Walked on Tuesday, walked yesterday, singles here this morning. So Austin Davis is aboard, and now it's Peyton Harden who will come to the plate to face the right-hander in Brandon McPherson, who grew up in the western Chicago suburbs. So now it's Peyton Harden who bats. Sidestep offering, and that's a strike called on the outside corner, 0-1. .333 for Harden. He has 1 home run, and he has 18 runs batted in. As McPherson sidestep delivery, and Harden swings, and he flies this one to right, hustling in and to his right to make the catch is Tanner Smith. So the ball hit in the direction of right center. Peyton Harden is out, and that's the first out here on the 4th of July, 1 down. And now Trevor Halsema bats. All right, we are not the first game of the day in anywhere in the professional ranks. Cardinals and Pirates getting the we might have the earliest starting time, but we're not the first game because, of course, they get a 3-hour head start. Now it's Halsema who taps one foul at the plate, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. And they had a 12:37 p.m. start in Pittsburgh today. So, yeah, I know that's later than 10 a.m., but, as I said, it's still earlier than so they are just underway. So they just beat us in terms of the first pro baseball game today. I wonder if we're the first minor league game. I'll have to check on that. I don't think there's any other Pioneer League games that are taking place at this hour. No balls and a strike to count to Halsema. A runner at first is Davis, and Halsema swinging a foul to the screen right side, 0-2. Halsema bats at .370. That's the highest average for any baller. He has 8 home runs, the most for any baller, and 41 RBIs, the most for any baller. So in other words, he's in shape to win the Oakland Triple Crown. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Davis at first, no score. And the pitch on the way, and that's popped up foul right side. And the count moves to no balls and 2 strikes to Halsema, who stays at 0-2. McPherson is 23 years old, 6'3", 225 pounds. Second year in the Pioneer League for McPherson, who was at Billings last year. Was 3-0 there for the Mustangs. The 0-2 pitch, and Halsema takes outside ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A year ago, he made played and pitched in 8 games, made 7 starts, 3-0 with a 5.23 ERA. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Davis at first base, 21 steals this year. He has been caught 5 times. Again, he leads at first. Let me correct, he's been caught 4 times. He's 21 for 25 this year in the steal category. So 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Halsema, who was 1 for 4 yesterday with a run scored. And the 1-2 pitch, and Halsema takes high ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Overall in the series, Halsema has 3 hits, all have been singles. To go along with 1 RBI and a couple of runs scored. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. No score, top of the first. Outfield fairly deep straight away for Halsema. Again, Davis at first base and the 2-2, and Halsema swings, and he drives this one into center field. He's got himself a base hit. Davis touches second. He's on his way to third. Skinner's throw from center not in time, and seeing that, Halsema goes to second base standing up. Throw came into the third baseman Blackford, and seeing that, Halsema went to second. So single, second on the throw. So Davis moves to third. Halsema single to center, and then he goes to second on the throw, which went the third baseman Skinner to the third baseman Blackford. Probably one of those that should not have gone all the way to third. I think that Davis was going to get there anyway, and this way you just throw the ball into the shortstop Leday. Then you keep runners at the corners, and you keep the double play intact, and obviously, of course, keep Halsema at first base, further away to score. Now it's Gates who takes a strike on the outside corner. And the count is a no balls and 1 strike to J.P. Gates, who had his first pro home run here the other day. 281, 1 homer. He's got 3 RBIs, all in this series. Infield's back. They'll concede the run, the 0-1. And that's outside ball 1. And the count is a 1 ball and 1 strike to Gates. By the way, the umpires for this morning's game, up early on this 4th of July, Grant Myers, he calls balls and strikes. Mike Carr is the umpire at third base. And the umpire at first is Rick Freitas. So those are the umpires here this afternoon as the pitch is outside ball 2. So the count's now 2 balls and a strike to Gates. So again, the infield's back. They'll concede the run right here. Runner at third, Davis. Halsema at second. And McPherson, in hopes of a pop-up or a strikeout, delivers, and Gates drives 1 foul down the right field side, strike 2. And the count's now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2 the count to J.P. Gates. Grips the bat right on the end, rests it just above his left shoulder. The 2-2, swing and a miss at a curve, strike 3, and he is out. So McPherson needed that, and he gets it. That's his first strikeout, and that is out number 2. The runners hold at second and third. No score, and now Dondre Hubbard will come up at 296. He has 8 home runs, and he has 32 runs batted in. McPherson, third start for him this year against Oakland. No wins, no losses, specifically against the Ballers. His ERA in games against Oakland is at 7.2. So now it's Hubbard, and he takes a breaking pitch for a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Hubbard reached base safely 3 times yesterday. A single, a double, couple of runs scored, also walked. As the 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Hubbard has 2 hits in each of the first 2 games of this series, so 4 obviously overall for Hubbard, who wears his gray pants up to his knees. No balls, 2 strikes the count. And again, McPherson delivers, and Hubbard takes low ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, the umpire rotation apparently switched. The initial rotation we had is not accurate. So Grant Myers is the home plate umpire. Rick Freitas is the umpire at first base. Mike Carr, again, is the umpire at third. The 1-2 pitch, and Hubbard made a motion. That did not go around, said first base umpire Rick Freitas. And the count's now at 2 balls and 2 strikes from Brandon McPherson, who played his college baseball at Northern Illinois University, pitched for the Huskies for 3 seasons, a college record of 4-7. Runners at second and third, and the 2-2, and Hubbard a pop-up foul right side. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Okay. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. So 2-2 the count. So Andre Hubbard, no score in the pitch, and that is way inside, and that got Hubbard around his left arm. So McPherson loses Hubbard on a hit by pitch with 2 out. So that loads the bases now for Jalen Smith with a game no score. Top half of the first inning. So the inning extends to Smith at 282 with 6 home runs and 18 runs batted in. And one of those home runs yesterday by Smith was the first of the 3 straight home runs hit by Oakland in the 5th inning yesterday. Smith at the 2-run homer, and then right after that it was Jefferson and then Martinez. So the bags are full with 2 out for Jalen Smith. Has been a big factor in this series, which included Tuesday when Oakland was down by a run of the 9th. He led off that 9th inning as a pinch hitter and doubled, set the stage for that 4-run 9th inning that come from behind win. As pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. So the count is 0 balls and 1 strike. So runners at every base and the pitch, and Smith made a motion to pitch and he went around, said the first base umpire Rick Freitas, strike 2. So the count's now at 0 balls and 2 strikes to Jalen Smith with Miles Jefferson on deck. So the runner at third is Davis. Halsma is at second. Hubbard is at first. But it's been a rather lengthy top half of the first inning. As McPherson from the first base side of the rubber. Kickson comes home and Smith takes just off the plate, ball 1. And the count is at 1 ball. And 2 strikes from McPherson, who features a 4-seam fastball, a curveball, changeup, and a slider. So 1 ball, 2 strikes the count with 2 out. Outfield again fairly deep straightaway. And McPherson ready to go. The 1-2, and Smith a swing and a miss at a curve, strike 3. And he is out. Second strikeout for McPherson, who somehow dances his way out of trouble here in the first. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and Oakland leaves the bases loaded after half an inning. Oakland nothing. Yolo coming up on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports.
We can test it out later today. Yeah, let's do that. That might eliminate me getting all the notifications. All right, yeah. It's just
Okay.
It's easier than going for two hands, but
All right.
it's worked fine now.
Yep.
But it's like you may as well get the same kind of stuff. This makes sense. So yeah, I'll look into that.
All right.
Otherwise, all good.
Okay.
Like an American.
Nice. Okay.
The eagle. Pretty cool.
I did that in the game notes here. I did the declaration here.
Really good.
After half an inning, it is Oakland nothing and Yolo coming up to face the right-hander, Carson Lambert. 1 win and 2 losses for Lambert. ERA at 7.77. And it'll be Braylon Skinner to lead it off for the Yellow High Wheelers. It'll be Skinner, Leday, and Blackford. Notice you didn't hear me mention the name Braylon Marine. He has the day off, so a rare day off for Marine, who's been one of the best players all season for the High Wheelers. Marine with a 385 average, but out of the lineup today. Braylon Skinner leads it off, and he pokes this one slowly to first, down to his right knee. The first baseman Martinez up with the ball, and he'll take it to the bag for the unassisted out. 1 pitch, 1 out to get the bottom of the first cooking. It is 0-0 Yolo and Oakland. And now Bobby Leday digs in. Coming into today, the average for Skinner, 324, 3 homers, 24 runs batted in. So he is retired, and now Leday digs in at 364. He has 8 homers, 41 RBIs, leads the team in runs batted in. Lambert high leg kick delivers, and that is high ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes from Carson Lambert. 3-quarter windup and the pitch, and Leday takes up an in-ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Lambert mentioned a 1-2 record, 7th appearance, and his 5th as a starter. And kind of interesting story about Lambert. He had been signed by Toronto. The Blue Jays signed him from the Ballers. The windup in the 2-0, and that's fouled to the backstop, strike 1. And the count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike with the game 0-0, bottom of the first inning, Yolo and Oakland. And then, I got word that Lambert was going to be starting the game here today. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, I thought the Blue Jays signed him. Well, something fell through with the contract there. The windup in the 2-1, high leg kick, and that's low ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. So as it turns out, even though the Blue Jays said they were going to sign Lambert, they never did. So Micah Franklin, I talked to him the other day, the Oakland manager. He said, hey, you know what? Certainly he hopes all these guys get picked up by an affiliated team. The 3-1 pitch, and that's low and in, ball 4. So Leday draws a walk, and he is the first base runner for Yolo today. 0-0, bottom of the first. And now it's Braden Blackford who comes up. So Micah said, yeah, it's too bad, that Lambert had reached an agreement with Toronto, and, feel bad for him. But at the same time, I'm happy to take him back on my team. So now Blackford digs in for Braden. A home run yesterday, and he's got sort of a crazy streak going, in large part because of that home run. As the pitch on the way to Blackford, swing tapper foul up along first, strike 1. No balls and a strike. 333 for Blackford, 6 homers, 23 RBIs. So the streak Blackford has is that he now has, his last 5 hits have all been extra base hits. That's right. He's got a 5 extra base hit streak as the pitch from Lambert very high for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. So home run yesterday for Blackford. I mentioned that was his 6th home run of the year. And then, again, his last 5 hits, it's been a combination of 3 doubles, a triple, and a homer. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch, and he goes around at a pitch in the dirt, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So yesterday, Blackford was 1 for 3 with a homer. The day before, both his hits were extra base hits. It was a triple and a double in that order. And then he had 2 doubles on Sunday night at Idaho Falls. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There goes Skinner. The pitch taken low inside, through to second base. Is offline, and the ball trickles a little bit out toward right center. It is backed up by I believe the second baseman. Smith went to back that one up. So give a stolen base to Braylon Skinner. That is his 15th steal this year in 17 tries. So Skinner and Bobby Leday co-lead the High Wheelers now in steals, each with 15. Last pitch was a ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. No score, bottom of the first. Yolo Oakland. Lead at second base by Leday, and the pitch, swing and a ground ball foul back at first, where it's picked up by Yolo first base coach Gary Davenport. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Billy Horton is the Yolo third base coach and manager. Talking about Braylon Marine getting the day off today. So number 4 gets a day off on the 4th of July. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count with 1 out. Nothing, bottom of the first inning. Outfield around to the left. And the pitch on the way to Blackford, swinging a high deep drive toward right field. Since Halsema going back, and Braden Blackford hits one off the scoreboard. Now 6 straight hits for Blackford. His last 6 have gone for extra bases, and this goes for all the bases. It's a 2-run homer for Braden Blackford, and it's 2-0 in favor of Yolo. So Blackford, home run number 7, RBIs 24 and 25. And now it's Jose Gonzalez who goes deep. Well, he could go deep. I've already predicted what Gonzalez is going to do. Jose Gonzalez who comes up. He might go deep, but Gonzalez comes up. Jose, team's leading hitter, 392. He's gone deep 9 times. It's a team high. Won't go deep here. Swings and hits one right back to the mound. The pitcher, Lambert, up with it. He'll run the ball halfway to first. Underhand toss to Martinez, and Gonzalez is out. 2 out. 2-0 in favor of the Yolo High Wheelers. And now Alejandro Figueiredo bats. 333 through 12 Yolo games for Figueiredo. He has 1 home run in a Yolo uniform and 5 runs batted in. Remember, Figueiredo had 3 home runs with Billings this year, so he overall has 4 home runs in the Pioneer League this season. Outfield around to the left, and the pitch, and Figueiredo a home run cut and a miss, strike 1 from Lambert, 0-1. So Braden Blackford, back-to-back games with a home run for him. Remember, against Oakland back about a month ago, he homered in 3 straight games, specifically in Oakland, as the 0-1 pitch is inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. So the last 6 hits now for Blackford have all gone for extra bases. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Lambert, first base side of the rubber, delivers, and Figueroa flies this one toward left center field. That's going to split the gap between the left fielder Harden and the center fielder Davis. The left fielder Harden comes up with the baseball, gets it in towards short, and Figueiredo has a 2-out double to left. And now here is the right fielder, Tanner Smith. So Figueiredo, who singled, walked, and scored twice yesterday, has himself a two-out double. Now Tanner Smith comes up. 3 hits yesterday for Smith, all singles. It was his first 3-hit game of the year. And Lambert from the set deals, and Tanner takes inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Average now at 271 for Smith. He has 2 home runs, and he has 14 RBIs. Smith 4 hits in the series. In fact, his last 4 at-bats have all been singles. So he's 4 for his last 4. And he swings, and he makes it 5 for his last 5. Line drive, right field, base hit. Figueiredo's going to be sent to the plate. Here is the throw, not in time. Now Smith is going to scramble back toward first. The throw back, and out is Smith. The throw was taken from the right fielder Halsema to the catcher Lozano. And then Lozano threw to the shortstop Jefferson, who threw to the first baseman Martinez, who had initially gone in to take the cut, and then scrambled back to first to get Tanner Smith. So 9-2-6-3 gives Smith a single and a run batted in. That's his 15th RBI. And then Smith is out between first and second. 9-2-6-3. The right fielder Halsema, the catcher Lozano, the shortstop Jefferson, and the first baseman Martinez. But the run counts. 3 runs for Yolo, including the 2-run homer by Blackford. So 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the second, 3-0 Yolo leading Oakland on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. On we go to the second inning this morning from Davis, California on this 4th of July. 3-0 Yolo out in front. So baseball oddities already off and running here this morning. Miles Jefferson leads it off. Then it's Martinez and Lozano face Brandon McPherson in a 3-0 lead for the Yolo high wheelers. So Jefferson gets it going. And Brandon McPherson's pitch, and Jefferson chops this one to short. Big bounce for Ledea, a step to his right, and a crisp throw to Gonzalez at first. And Jefferson is out. 1 up and 1 down. Jefferson coming into this morning's game at .344 with 3 homers and 26 runs batted in. So 1 out, and now it's Noah Martinez, who was the final part of that 3 straight homer 5th inning yesterday for Oakland. Martinez, left-handed batter, and the pitch, and that's taken for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Noah Martinez digs in at .275, 5 homers, 20 RBIs. Outfield around to the left, and the pitch to Noah, and that is inside for a ball from Brandon McPherson, and the count's at 1 ball and 1 strike with Tyler Lozano on deck. Third baseman Blackford well off the line as Martinez takes, and that's low and in, ball 2. So the count's now at 2 balls and 1 strike from McPherson, who is a single-digit pitcher. You don't find that too often. Wears number 6 on the back of his white uniform. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count. He delivers, and Martinez takes low ball 3, 3-1. White shirts, white pants for the high wheelers. High wheelers spelled across the front of the shirt in black with gold trim. Gold number on both sides of the shirt. Black cap, gold bill. The 3-ball, 1 strike pitch. Line foul right side, strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Oakland in the button-down forest green shirts. Ballers in big gold letters spelled across the front. Gold number on the back of the shirt. Gray pants. Going with the forest green cap. B's in white. B apostrophe S on the front of the cap. 3-2 pitch, and Martinez a foul to the backstop, 3-2. Yolo, the design on the front of the cap is the high wheeler, the bicycle. So 3 balls and 2 strikes, 3-0 Yolo, top half of the second. As McPherson again from the set delivers, and the 3-2 foul to the screen. And the count remains with 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here at Dobbins Stadium, which opened in 1986, seats 3,500. 310 down the lines. 385 to the gaps. 410 to straightaway center. 3-2 pitch, and Martinez swing and a miss at a breaking ball down and in, strike 3. And he is out. That's the 3rd strikeout now for McPherson, so 2 out. And now the catcher, Tyler Lozano, digs in for the first time. Lozano has caught all 3 games in this series. The other Oakland catcher, Colton Horner, sure we'll see sometime over the next 3 games in Oakland, but Lozano has caught the 3 here. And Tyler takes inside from McPherson, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 187 for Lozano. He has 1 home run, 8 RBIs. 3-0 Yolo, top of the second inning. And the pitch, and a fastball, a swing and a foul at the plate, strike 1. And the count's at 1 ball and 1 strike to Lozano. 1 for 4 yesterday, 0 for 3 here on Tuesday, so 1 for 7 in the series for Lozano, whose father, Steve, I met yesterday after the game and did not know this about Steve. He and I had a discussion about the following, that Steve played baseball at Fresno State in the late 80s. As the pitch grounded foul up along third, strike 2. And the count's at 1 ball and 2 strikes with a 3-0 advantage in favor of the Yolo High Wheelers. But Steve Lozano, I didn't know Steve at all, but he and I know a lot of the same people from Fresno. The 1-2, and Lozano chases that breaking pitch well out of the strike zone, strike 3. And he is out, so McPherson given 3 runs in the first and has a 3-up, 3-down second. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left for Oakland. On to the bottom of the second inning. Yolo 3, Oakland nothing on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. has a, yeah, so his last 6 hits have all gone for extra bases, which includes a home run today.
Has only extra bases.
Yes. So it's been, for Blackford, it's been a combination of 3 doubles, 2 homers, and a triple. Not in that order, but it's been, yeah. The other one is Tanner Smith has 5. Tanner Smith is 5 for his last 5. All 5 singles.
The second baseman, number 2,
We move along to the bottom half of the second inning. It is a 3-0 lead for the Yolo High Wheelers. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Yolo. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Oakland. Bottom third of the Yolo order coming up. Kirkland Banks leads it off, and Carson Lambert high leg kick delivers, and that swung on and line left field, base hit. To his right, the left fielder Harden up with the baseball. And Kirkland Banks, who grew up in Lake Charles, Louisiana, singles to a man who went to college in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and McNeese State, and Peyton Harden. So Banks is aboard. He is 1 for 1. Banks coming into this afternoon at .281 with 4 homers and 17 runs batted in. So Banks, Guerra, and Mendoza. Now Guerra, his first at bat of the series, .256, no homers, 6 RBIs. So Banks at first base, being held on by Martinez. And Carson Lambert from the belt delivers, and Guerra drops a bunt up on the grass, third base side, in the glove the ball, Hubbard. And he has 1 plate, and that's to Martinez at first. So 5-3 on the sacrifice bunt. That moves Banks up to second base, and Guerra gets a hand from his teammates in the Yolo first base dugout. So 1 out, Banks up to second, and now Angel Mendoza digs in. 174 for Mendoza, 2 home runs, 12 runs batted in. Did not play yesterday. Mendoza been struggling. Obviously, that average I've been talking about, 174, 5 hits in his last 41 at bats, 122 in that span. So Lambert looks back at second base, and the pitch on the way to Mendoza, and that is taken for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. I know I gave you the dimensions earlier. Again, 410 to straightaway center, 385 to the gaps, and 310 down the right field line. It's a 10-foot wall all the way around. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch, Mendoza takes outside, ball 1. And the count moves now to 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1-1 the count to Mendoza. Runner at second base, Banks. And Lambert looks back at second. And now comes home, and Mendoza takes, and that is low ball 2. And the count's now with 2 balls and 1 strike. So Mason Minzy, who caught yesterday, he has the day off. Mentioned Braylon Marine, a rare day off for him. Normally we see him at shortstop. 2 balls, 1 strike. Banks dancing off second, and the pitch. And Mendoza swings and hits one softly in the air toward left center field. And a long way to go to get it as the center fielder Davis. He makes the catch. Banks tags from second, and he will go as far as third. So he stops there. Mendoza, I mentioned a high soft fly ball. Had a little bit of carry to it. Not much of a breeze today, but the ball just kept on carrying. But really was never in any jeopardy of not being caught. So Mendoza is out 0 for 1. Banks to third with 2 out. And for the second time this morning, Yolo will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Braylon Skinner. He grounded the first baseman Martinez unassisted in the first inning. Outfield around to the left, big hole in right center. Ran the pitch, check swing, foul to the backstop, strike 1. And the count's of no balls and 1 strike from Carson Lambert, guy who has faced the High Wheelers this year. The 0-1 pitch, and that's inside, ball 1. And the count's a 1-1 strike, but then again, these two teams have met so often already. Everybody has faced one another. Oakland leads the season series 9-5, so 15th game this year between these two teams. 1 strike pitch, and that's strike 2 called on the outside corner. And the count moves now to 1 strikes. They're going to challenge that. And apparently it's been confirmed a strike. No. 1 strikes the count. Lambert, 6'4", 200 pounds. Again, played his college baseball, both USC and also at Texas A&M. He was a 4-year pitcher at USC from 2019 to 2022, and then used his graduate year to play at Texas A&M. Lead at third base by Banks, and the pitch line foul left side by Skinner. 2 strikes. And Lambert does have a little bit of time in affiliated baseball at the lowest level with the Reds in the Arizona Summer League. 2 strikes the count. Banks leads at third. 3-0 Yolo. Bottom of the second, and the pitch. And pitched low and in now. Oakland's going to challenge that. And the pitch has been overturned to a strike, so as it turns out, Skinner looks at strike 3, and that's the first strikeout for Lambert. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left. We go to the third, 3-0. Yolo leading Oakland on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. We move to the top of the third inning. 3-0 Yolo. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Yolo. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors for Oakland. And the top of the Oakland order up for the second time now for the center fielder, Austin Davis. So it'll be Davis, Harden, and Halsema to face Brandon McPherson, who had an easy second inning after a laborious first inning, even though that first inning he didn't give up anything. So Davis opened the game with a single to left. He leads off the third, and Brandon McPherson's pitch, and Austin Davis takes a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike from McPherson. I mentioned who played for manager Billy Horton last year with Billings. And McPherson, who was at Billings last year, and Alejandro Figueiredo, the DH today, was in Billings last year, the 0-1. And that's inside, ball 1. And the count's at 1 strike. Cameron Rapetti, Yolo starting pitcher. Well, not starting today, but generally starting pitcher. Was at Billings last year. Jacob Stobart, Yolo reliever, also played for Billy Horton at Billings last year. As the next pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner to Austin Davis. And the count to the West Virginia University alum is at 1 strikes. McPherson right back and a curve. Tap toward third. Charged glove. Good shorthand grab by the Third baseman Blackford. He throws to Gonzalez at first, and Davis is out. One down. That, again, one of those all-or-nothing plays. Davis chopped down to that ball, and good scoop there by the third baseman Blackford. Yeah, either he comes up with it and they get the out, or the ball goes under his glove, and who knows, Davis could have been at second. Instead, he's back in the third base dugout, one out. And here is the left fielder, Peyton Harden. He fly to right field in the first inning, and he swings and slaps one right to the shortstop, Lede. Vacuums that one up, and he'll throw on to Gonzalez at first. And Harden is out. 2 up and 2 down. Quickly top of the third inning. 3-0 Yolo leads Oakland. And now Trevor Halsema comes up. So I mentioned that Lede is at shortstop this afternoon. And of course, Marine is the, quote, everyday shortstop. But Lede, this is his 9th start at shortstop this year. As the pitch on the way is a strike called on the inside corner, 0-1. There have only been 2 starting shortstops this year for Yolo. Marine and Lede. Marine has started 27 games. The 0-1 here, and that's driven foul down the right field side. And that's strike 2. And the count's at no balls and 2 strikes. Lede, of course, generally at second base. He made 22 starts there this year. Marine has started a couple of games at second. The kick in the 0-2 when Halsema takes outside ball 1. And the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mentioned Kyle Guerra, talking about the defense shifting a little bit today. Guerra starting in left field today. It's his first start in left field this year. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the pitch, Halsema taps this ball to short. Again, gloved on the dirt by Lede, and he'll throw to Gonzalez. Good stretch by Jose at first. And Halsema is out. Second straight inning. Oakland goes 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the third inning. It is 3-0 Yolo leading Oakland on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. We move on to the bottom half of the third inning. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Yolo. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Oakland. And Bobby Lede, the Yolo shortstop, leads it off. It'll be Lede, Blackford, and Gonzalez. 2, 3, and 4 to face the right-hander Carson Lambert. 3-0 Yolo, bottom of 3. And the first pitch to Lede, and that's a strike called on the outside corner. And the count is at no balls and 1 strike to Bobby Lede, who walked, and then that set the table for the 2-run homer by Blackford in the first. So Lede still without an official at bat today as he swings and misses at a breaking ball from Lambert, strike 2. And the count's now at no balls and 2 strikes. So, mentioned before, we are not the first game today of the 4th of July. As the 0-2 pitch, and Leday grounds one foul up along third. And the count holds it no balls and 2 strikes. I know that all of the action in affiliated minor league baseball is later today. I want to check to see, though, because this would be kind of interesting, to see what other minor league games, let's say in the partner leagues, would be underway. No balls and 2 strikes the count. 3-0 in favor of Yolo. And the pitch, Leday swings on a pop-up foul left side. And the count remains at no balls and 2 strikes to Bobby Leday. But, yeah, when you start at 10 a.m., generally you have a head start over most other games. 0-2 the count. Outfield again around to the left. Leday swings, and he pops this one up. Shallow center field, and backpedaling. It'll be the second baseman, Jalen Smith, to make the catch in shallow center. 1 down. Yeah, the center fielder, Davis, coming in. The shortstop, Jefferson, going out, and the second baseman, Smith, going out. And it was Smith who hauled it in. So 1 out, nobody on. It is 3-0 Yolo. Bottom half of the 3rd inning. This is Doug Greenwald. You're listening to the Yolo High Wheelers on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. And now it's Braden Blackford, a 2-run homer in the 1st inning. And Lambert from the set, even with nobody on, and the pitch to Blackford. Inside ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes, so we will see if Blackford can extend his extra base hit streak. Again, his last 6 hits have all been extra base hits. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch, and Blackford goes around at a breaking ball. Strike 1. And the count's at 1 ball and 1 strike. So Blackford with that 2-run homer in the 1st, adding to that unusual streak. So 3 doubles, 2 homers, and a triple. Again, not, as I said, not all in that order, but all a part of that 6 straight extra base hit run that Blackford is on. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch, and Braden takes low and in, ball 2. And the count's now at 2 balls and 1 strike to Blackford. So 2-1 the count with 1 out. Gonzalez waits on deck. And Lambert delivers, and Blackford swings, and he flies this one toward the line and left. Harden on the run, and he will make the catch in fair territory down the direction of the Oakland bullpens. So Blackford is retired on a long fly ball out to left field. And that is the second man retired here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It is 3-0 Yolo. And I mentioned Blackford, his last 6 hits have all been in extra bases. That hasn't been in 6 straight at bats. I'm just saying the last group of hits he has had have all been extra base hits. So 2 out, and now it's Jose Gonzalez, who has a 12-game hitting streak. He's 0 for 1 today, and he pops one up foul left side, strike 1. No balls and a strike. Gonzalez over the 12 games, meaning during his streak, which he extended yesterday with an RBI first inning single. He's hitting .440 over the 12 games, 22 for 50 in that stretch. No ball, 1 strike pitch, and he swings and misses at a high fastball from Lambert, strike 2. And the count's at no balls and 2 strikes. So 0-2 the count to Gonzalez with Alejandro Figueiredo wetting on deck. Big hole out in right center field. And Lambert makes the 0-2, and Gonzalez takes low, ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 the count to Jose Gonzalez. Big hole in right center. And the 1-2, and that's outside ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Of course, the 12-game hitting streak, that's not the longest for a high wheeler this year. That belongs to Braylon Marine, who had a 16-game streak. 2-2, and that misses up and away, ball 3. So the count's now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So 3-2 the count with 2 out. It is 3-0 in favor of Yolo. And now Lambert Kicks on the 3-2, and Gonzalez swings, and he flies one toward center, sends Davis back into his right, and he'll be there in deep center to make the catch. So Gonzalez now 0 for 2 today. First time Yolo goes in order, nothing across. We go on to the fourth. 3-0 the score. The Yolo High Wheelers out in front on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports.
Let's look back on this day in MLB history. In 1939, Lou Gehrig's uniform number 4 retired. He was the first Major League player to have this honor. In 1960, Mickey Mantle, 3 runs first inning home run off Hal Woodishick is the 300th of his career. Mantle becomes the 18th player to join the 300 club, but the Yankees drop a 9-8 battle to Washington. In 1980, Nolan Ryan fans Reds outfielder Cesar Geronimo to become the 4th pitcher ever to reach 3,000 career strikeouts. Geronimo was also Bob Gibson's 3,000th career strikeout victim. Despite the milestone, Ryan is tagged with the 8-1 loss. In 1983, Dave Rigetti pitched the Yankees' first no-hitter since Don Larson's perfect game in the 1956 World Series. He handcuffed the Red Sox 4-0 before a holiday crowd of 41,077 fans at Yankee Stadium. And in 1984, Phil Niekro strikes out 5 batters in the Yankees' 5-0 win over Texas to become the 9th player in Major League history to record 3,000 career strikeouts.
On we go to the top half of the fourth inning. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Yolo. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors for Oakland. And J.P. Gates leads it off against Brandon McPherson. It'll be Gates, Hubbard, and Smith. 4-5-6 for the Ballers, and a 3-0 Yolo advantage. And McPherson's pitch, and Gates takes high ball 1-0. So I did some research. We are the only minor league baseball game going on right now, and only 2 pro games overall going on at this moment. The 1-0 pitch, and that's hit past the mound and right up the middle and through into center, base hit. McPherson reached down and eventually fell down trying to get that ball, but Gates has a single to center as the center fielder Skinner gets the ball in towards second. So Gates is aboard, and that's a 3rd hit for Oakland after McPherson had set down the last 7 ballers. And now here is Dondre Hubbard. Hubbard hit with a pitch in the first inning. So Gates, not a lot of speed. He's at first, a small lead, being held on by Gonzalez. 3-0 Yolo, and Hubbard swings, ground ball to short, should be 2. Gloved by Lede, flips to Banks at second for 1, and easily on to Gonzalez at first. About as easy a double play you will find, which goes 6-4-3. Short second first, so just like that, 2 out and nobody on. Top of the 4th inning, it is 3-0 Yolo leading Oakland. And now Jalen Smith comes up. But I checked. I mentioned the Cardinals and Pirates in Pittsburgh. They were the first game of the day. But again, they have a 3-hour head start. So other than that, all the other Major League games tonight. So now it's Smith, and he takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Everything in affiliated baseball is later today or tonight. And the same goes for the other partner leagues, the Atlantic League, the other games in the Pioneer League, the American Association, the Atlantic League. Swinging a tapper toward first, no man's land, grabbed by Gonzalez, and gets it to the pitcher, McPherson, hustling over in time to step on first. Ahead of Smith, good play on both ends. Gonzalez to field the ball, and McPherson to hustle over to take the toss to get Smith. So 3-1 on the play there. Yes, the American Association, Atlantic League, Pioneer League, Frontier League, Pecos League, and then 99% of the major leagues and all of affiliated ball underway later. So it's the only 2 professional baseball games right now are in Davis, California, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. How about that? No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 3-0 Yolo leading Oakland on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. We go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. It is 3-0 Yolo out in front over Oakland. Again tomorrow, the series shifts to Raimondi Park. We'll have it for you on YouTube Live at about 6:35 p.m. For Yolo, left-hander Brandon Mitchell, and for Oakland, right-hander Aaron Eden. And then Yolo TBA Saturday and TBA Sunday on who the starting pitcher will be. So Figueiredo leads it off, and the first pitch is swung on and driven high and deep toward left center field. A long way for the center fielder Davis to get there, and he makes the catch as he bangs into the wall to the left center field side of the fence. So Figueiredo, who doubled and scored on that 3-run first, a long fly ball out to center here. One down. So after that single by Banks in the second inning, Lambert has set down now 7 in a row. And here is the right fielder, Tanner Smith. So it's Figueiredo, Smith, and Banks, 5, 6, and 7, with a 3-0 lead for the Yolo High Wheelers. Bottom of the fourth. So Smith, an RBI single in the first inning. Mentioned Smith, his last 5 hits have been singles. He had 3 hits yesterday as he takes a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. So 3 for 4 yesterday. So far 1 for 1 this afternoon. As the 0-1 pitch and Tanner swings. Ground ball second base right at Smith. Up with it, and he'll throw to Martinez at first. So one Smith grounds out to the other. So quickly 2 down. Bottom of the fourth inning. 3-0 Yolo leads Oakland. And now Kirkland Banks comes up. So he singled to left field his first time. 3-0 in favor of the Yolo. High Wheelers all 3 runs in the first inning. So now it's Banks, 1 for 1. And the pitch on the way to Kirkland, and that's outside ball 1 from Carson Lambert. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes. Mentioned Lambert, 4 seasons at the University of Southern California. Swing and a Tappersoli hit toward short. Charged and gloved by Jefferson, and his throw to Gonzalez at first will not be in time. Actually, you know what? It turned out Jefferson never even threw the ball. He charged it, got to it. Of course, I saw Martinez setting up at first ready to take the throw. I'm looking at the replay here, and Jefferson just held on to the base. Well, there's really no chance for him to get the speedy Banks. So, Kirkland now 2 for 2. Hit number 5 for Yolo. It is 3-0 Yolo. Bottom of the fourth inning, and now it's Kyle Guerra, who had a sacrifice bunt in the second inning. So we'll see if Banks takes off here. Outfield around to the left side. And the pitch on the way to Kyle Guerra, and that's a strike on the inside corner. And the count's at no balls and 1 strike. Banks this season, in terms of steals, he is 7 for 8. So he's being held on by Martinez on the 0-1 pitch, and Guerra takes a big swing and a pop-up foul left side, strike 2. And the count moves down to no balls and 2 strikes. So Kyle Guerra. Again, Lambert at USC. Tyler Lozano, the Oakland catcher, his battery mate at USC. Guerra swings, and he bloops this one toward left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding second on his way to third is Banks, as the center fielder Davis to his right up with the ball, gets it in towards second. So Banks goes to third. Guerra is at first. A 2-out rally now for the High Wheelers, who have 6 hits, 3-0 Yolo. And now a big 2-out opportunity here for the catcher and Angel Mendoza. But yeah, Lambert and Lozano, pitcher-catcher here today, were pitcher-catcher teammates at USC. Trevor Halsema, the Oakland right fielder, also teammates with Lambert and Lozano with the Trojans. So now it's Mendoza who takes a strike on the outside corner. And the count is a no balls and 1 strike with a 3-0 Yolo advantage. Bottom of the fourth inning. The runners lead at first and third. And Lambert from the set delivers, and Mendoza fastball swing and a miss, strike 2. And the count's at no balls and No balls and 2 strikes the count. Lambert grew up in Thousand Oaks, California, so he's from the L.A. area. 0-2 the count. And the pitch, Guerra goes. Pitch taken low outside, and Guerra will just cruise down to second base on the stolen base. So Guerra steals that one easily right there. Stolen base for Guerra is his 4th in as many tries this year. Count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. 3-0 Yolo. Bottom of the 4th. So now that eliminates the force play. It also means a base hit to the outfield could be 2 more runs for Yolo. So big moment here. 3-0 High Wheelers. And the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. And that swung on and grounded toward third. 2 is left. Hubbard scoops it up, and the third baseman's coast-to-coast throw to Martinez at first. That gets Mendoza. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left for Yolo. We go to the 5th, 3-0. Yolo leads Oakland on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. We head to the top half of the 5th. On this 4th, it is 3-0 Yolo. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Miles Jefferson leads it off. And Brandon McPherson's pitch, and Jefferson takes, and that's a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 1 strike. 3-5-0 for Yolo, 0-3-0 for Oakland. So Jefferson, Martinez, and Lozano. And the pitch tap foul. 6 hits actually for Yolo. 3-6-0 for Yolo, 0-3-0 for Oakland. Jefferson a tapper foul up along first, strike 2. And the count's no balls and 2 strikes for McPherson, who has 1 win this year. He's 1-0, and that 1 win was in his first start, May 30th here against Grand Junction. Went 6 innings and struck out 6 for McPherson, who again was in Billings last year. So second pro year for McPherson out of Northern Illinois University. 0-2. And the pitch of Jefferson, line foul right side. And the count moves now to, or holds now at no balls and 2 strikes. To Miles Jefferson. So 0-2 the count. And the pitch, and Jefferson lines one down the right field side. Base hit, and likely more. That ball's going to go to the base of the wall in foul ground now. It's grabbed by the right fielder, Smith. And Jefferson will go into second base. And he has himself a leadoff double. So Miles Jefferson, the Houston area product from Katy, Texas, went to Sam Houston State, north of Houston, has a leadoff double to right. 4 hits for Oakland, 3-0 Yolo, top of the 5th. And now Noah Martinez will come up. So Jefferson mentioned a home run yesterday. He was the second of the back-to-back-to-back homers in that fifth inning. Martinez was the last of the three. So now Martinez digs in. And the pitch to Noah Martinez hit toward short. To his left, Lede spins around, and he throws from the lip of the outfield grass to Gonzalez at first. And Martinez is out. It's a productive out. Jefferson goes to third, but the High Wheelers do exchange the 90 feet for the out. Yolo's still a little bit of a comfort zone right now, up 3-0, top of the fifth inning. And now Tyler Lozano digs in. Lozano struck out swinging in the second inning. Now Yolo will bring its infield in despite being up 3-0. Lozano swings, ground ball to short, contact play on. Lede up with it, his throw home, and the ball not handled by the catcher Mendoza. And sliding in safely is Jefferson. So Jefferson slid in, and Mendoza, looking at the replay, the throw was on one hop. So it was on one hop to Mendoza, and just Mendoza couldn't come up with the ball. So it'll be a fielder's choice, RBI, no error there, just a straight fielder's choice, and a run batted in for Lozano. So it's now 3-1 Yolo. Top of the Oakland order for the third time now for the center fielder, Austin Davis, and he takes inside ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. So RBI for Lozano is his 9th. And the 1-0 pitch taken outside. Snap throw to first and just back safely with a dive, Lozano. Catcher Mendoza to the first baseman, Gonzalez. And the count, I believe, is now at 2 balls and no strikes. So 2-0 the count. 3-1 is the score. Yolo out in front. So, of course, Davis now the tying run. And that was a tough break right there for the High Wheelers because they guessed right. The 2-0 pitch low, 3-0. I mean, Billy Horton had the infield in. Contact play was on, meaning the runner at third leaves once the ball is hit past the mound. And Lede, the shortstop, just his throw wasn't a great one. It was on one hop to the catcher Mendoza. They more than likely would have had Jefferson. 3-0 here, and Davis, as he normally does when he takes all the way, almost steps out of the box. Does there, but takes a strike on the outside corner. So 3 balls and 1 strike the count. So 3-1 the count with 1 out and 1 on, and a 3-1 advantage for Yolo. Credit Martinez, for helping set up that run. Noah Martinez, the Oakland first baseman, he grounded to short, but it was a productive out, moving Jefferson to third. 3 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch and a breaking ball, and that is up and in ball 4. So he draws a walk, and he's on base for the second time now. So that moves Martinez up to second base. And now it's Peyton Harden who comes up for the third time, and he represents the possible go-ahead run. He is 0 for 2. So Mitchell McPherson, that one win May 30th here against Grand Junction, then does not have any other decisions this year. Since then, it's been 4 straight no decisions for McPherson. Outfield shallow straight away, and the pitch to Harden, and he swats this one high and foul left side, strike 1. And the count moves now to no balls and 1 strike to Harden. It's a tough man to double up. He's got a lot of speed, plus as a left-handed batter, you already have a little bit of a head start toward first. So no balls, 1 strike to count. Third baseman Blackford even with the bag, but well off the line. And the no ball, 1 strike pitch from McPherson, here it is, and Harden takes, and that's low and in, ball 1. And the count moves now to 1 ball and 1 strike with a 3-1 Yolo advantage, top of the 5th inning on this sun-filled morning. 87 degrees at first pitch as the 1-1 pitch, and that's strike 2 called on the outside corner off speed delivery. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I went up last night up to Marysville to see a professional baseball game, the Pecos League. Saw Marysville. The Marysville Drakes beat the Martinez Sturgeon last night, 6-5. The 1-2 pitch hit on the ground toward second. Far to his left, the second baseman Banks keeps the ball in the infield, but that's all he can do. A diving effort. I think even if he comes up with that one cleanly, there's no chance to get anybody, but he at least keeps it in the infield. So Lozano gets as far as third, Davis to second, and Harden has an infield single. So now McPherson in deep trouble again. And I say again, remember Oakland left the bases loaded in the first inning, but they already have a run home here, and now one out, and the bases loaded for the team leader in RBIs in Halsema, who's got 41 of them this year. Trevor Halsema is 1 for 2 today with a single. Double play in effect, and the pitch on the way to Halsema, swing and a miss to the breaking pitch, strike one. No balls and a strike. Talk more about that in a moment, my trip up to Marysville, but right now the more important thing is the fact that Oakland has the bases loaded, and a base hit here could tie it. Base hit to the outfield, and the pitch to Halsema outside, ball one. And the count moves now to 1 ball and 1 strike from McPherson. So I realize that can't predict the future, but that fielder's choice possibly could really open things up. Fielder's choice in which the High Wheelers did not record it out. The 1-1 to Halsema, low and away, ball 2, and now McPherson a little bigger hole right now, digging deeper. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. The runner at third is Lozano. Davis at second. Harden is at first. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And a 3-1 Yolo lead. Top of the fifth, the pitch to Halsema, low and away, ball 3. And now McPherson's really in some trouble. 3 balls and 1 strike to Halsema. Halsema, 6 home runs last year with Idaho Falls. Hit .310 for the Chuckers a year ago after a 4-year career at USC. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And the pitch, and Halsema, a home run, cut and miss, strike 2. Breaking pitch there, so McPherson, he knew that Halsema was going to be looking more than likely fastball, and that Halsema was likely going to have a little bit of a head start with that swing, and crossed him up. Count is now at 3-2, so bases loaded, 1 out, 3-1 Yolo. And the 3-2, and Halsema swings. Ground ball toward short. To his left, Lede flips the Banks at second for 1 on to Gonzalez at first. Double play. So McPherson only allows the 1 run here in the 5th and gets out of it. Halsema was ahead at 3 balls and a strike with 1 out and the bags full. And they only settled as Oakland for the 1 run. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. Halfway done on the 4th of July. Yolo 3, Oakland 1 on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Halfway done as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is 3-1 Yolo over Oakland, and the afternoon or morning is done for Carson Lambert. He lasted 4 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs all earned. walked 1, struck out 1, and gave up 1 home run. So the new Oakland pitcher, man, we've seen a few times this year, is the right-hander Zach St. Pierre. No wins, 2 losses. ERA is a 10.3, 10th appearance, and his 8th as a reliever for, again, the right-hander out of the Dallas area in Zach St. Pierre. Top of the Yolo order for the 3rd time, and it's the center fielder, Braylon Skinner, to lead it off. And the first pitch to Skinner, and that is low ball 1. And the count's a 1 ball and no strikes. So Brandon McPherson and the High Wheelers very, very lucky that this game is 3-1 in favor of Yolo. The 1-0 pitch, and Skinner made a motion to pitch and went around, so the third base umpire Mike Carr. 1 ball, 1 strike, but McPherson had to work around a 1-out bases loaded situation after Oakland had already scored a run, and Halsman was up on the count at 3-1, and then eventually at 3-2, grounded into the inning ending 6-4-3 double play. The next pitch is taken for a strike on the inside corner, 1-2. So again, top of the Yellow order for the 3rd time. It's Skinner, Leday, and Blackford. And the 1-2 to the center fielder Skinner, low and in, 2-2 from St. Pierre. Braylon Skinner, 0 for 2 this afternoon. St. Pierre, 5'11", 185 pounds, 26 years old. The kick on the 2-2, swing and a miss, breaking ball down and away, strike 3. And Skinner is out. Second time he has struck out. St. Pierre strikes out the first batter he sees, and now Bobby Leday comes up with a 3-1 Yolo advantage, bottom of the 5th inning. Bobby is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. And I was mentioning I went up to Marysville last night, and the schedule there had listed the game at 6:30. As Leday pops it up foul right side on 1, so I walked in about 6:15. Wanted to go up and see a game at historic Bryant Field, which was built in 1937. A Works Progress Administration building or structure, as the pitch popped up foul left side, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. It is 3-1, Yolo out in front, bottom of the 5th. And had a good time up there. The kick in the 0-2, and that's a fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Leday is down on strikes. Chased that one out of the zone. Second strikeout for St. Pierre. Back-to-back strikeouts for St. Pierre. And now Braden Blackford comes up. 2-run homer in the first. He's 1 for 2. I had been up to that ballpark, I don't know, maybe about 10 years ago, but never for a game. And the ballpark used to have a lot of old murals painted, such as ones of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig and a lot of the old-timers. Now it's Blackford, a swing and a miss, breaking ball, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike, and a 3-1 Yolo advantage, bottom of the 5th. Those murals, unfortunately, no longer there. They redid the ballpark a few years ago, but it's still pretty much an old structure. The 0-1, and that's slapped towards second, and that'll get through into right center, a base hit. And Blackford will only get a single here, so the last 6 hits prior to that have been for extra base hits, and this one he has to settle for a single. So Blackford a single to right as the right fielder Halsema gets the ball in towards second. 7th hit for the Yolo High Wheelers. And now it's Jose Gonzalez, who's 0 for 2. Again, still a chance to extend his hitting streak, which sits at 12. And St. Pierre's pitch, and Gonzalez takes a strike on the inside corner, 1-1. But anyway, the game that was scheduled for 6:30, but because of the heat index up in Marysville, which is pretty much the same heat index here, the game was pushed back to 7 o'clock. As the pitch, Gonzalez a swing and a miss, strike 2, 0-2 the count. And the Marysville team was old school. You're talking about old school, like 1888 KC at the Bat Lake uniforms, kind of the white collared uniforms, Marysville spelled across the front in black, baggy white pants. A really neat look to the uniforms there for that professional Pecos League team. The 0-2, and that's high for a ball, 1-2. 3-1, Yolo leads Oakland, bottom of the 5th, but I got to meet the Marysville manager, Bill Rogan, longtime manager in the Pecos League, and somebody who knows Billy Horton. The 1-2, swing and a miss, high fastball, strike 3, and Gonzalez is out, and St. Pierre, of the outs he records in this inning, all on strikeout swinging. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the 6th inning on the 4th of July, 3-1. Yolo leads Oakland on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports.
Oh, yeah, turn it, I don't know, is it unplugged in? I've been fiddling with it, I don't know,
We'll figure it out.
okay, yeah, it's not,
That's what I'm assuming. Like we said earlier, that he wasn't gonna ride the small.
if you wanna mess with it, go ahead, it's just something's not.
Yeah, but the battery might be on it. Hey, Michael, do you know if we have any extra batteries or how this fan works?
Say that again.
Do you know how this fan works?
Should just turn. Battery operated.
Or if there's a battery in there?
Troy came over and
Not my area.
Oh, thank you.
It doesn't look like.
Here's a battery.
oh,
And it.
that's probably
Because
gonna
my
work.
laptop is already in there. Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully that you can go really high.
Yes.
You want this?
All right, Chris, Chris, we're good.
We go to the top half of the 6th. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Yolo. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for Oakland. And J.P. Gates, the designated hitter, leads it off. Batters for 5 and 6 against Brandon McPherson, who delivers, and Gates takes, and that's outside ball 1, 1-0. Yolo 3, Oakland 1. Visitors half of the 6th. Gates single to center in the 4th inning, so he's 1 for 2. Outfield around to the left and the pitch, and that's taken outside ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. So last night, so I go up to Marysville, and I think the first pitch temperature there was about 106, despite the game being pushed back to 7 o'clock. The 2-0 on the way, and Gates swings, and he flies one foul left side, strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Yolo 3, Oakland 1. Top of the 6th inning. And Bill Rogan, as I said, a manager who has been in the Pecos League. Second year for him in Marysville. Had been at Santa Fe with the Fuego. The 2-1 taken down the middle, strike 2, 2-1-2. Which I'm not sure actually if it's his second year in Marysville or not. Maybe his first year there. Anyway, been with Santa Fe and been around the game a long time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch, and Gates stays alive and taps one foul back of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So anyway, Bill Rogan was the first fan to ever come to a Yolo High Wheelers game. He was the first person to enter the gates here back on May 21st. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch, and J.P. Gates, ground ball second base, right at Kirkland Banks. And an easy toss over to Gonzalez at first. And Gates is out, 1 down. Bottom of the 6th inning, 3-1 Yolo. And now Dondre Hubbard comes up. So Bill Rogan was given a commemorative pin when he walked into this ballpark as the first fan. But has gotten to know Billy Horton a little bit. Teams do a little bit of, I guess you could say, business. So now it's Hubbard. He's 0 for 1. He's been hit with a pitch, and he fouls into the backstop, strike 1-0-1. In fact, Josh Leslie, utility infielder who opened the season here with Yolo, played in, I think, 3 games. He moved up to I say moved up geographically. That's not a move up in terms of baseball, but moved to Marysville. He's playing in the Pecos League. And, of course, Noah Lewis, Yolo pitcher, began the year with Marysville, and now he's here. So Bill Rogan gave me a lineup card of Noah Lewis's first pro win. Hubbard is swinging a foul to the backstop, strike 2, 1-2. 3-1, Yolo leads Oakland. 6th inning top half. Yeah, it was the first professional win for pitcher Noah Lewis back on June 5th at Bryant Field. The Marysville Drakes beat the Dublin Leprechauns. The 1-2 pitch and a breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Hubbard is down on strikes. 5th strikeout for McPherson, who's high in strikeouts this year, is 8. June 13th in northern Colorado. So 2 down. And now Jalen Smith comes up, 3-1 Yolo. So Bill Rogan says, I want you to give this to Noah Lewis. He took off. You guys picked him up with Yolo before I gave him the lineup card. He likes to give the lineup cards to guys who have their first pro wins or pro hits. Swinging a drive toward left and back and leaping and over the head of the left fielder Guerra, base hit. Jalen Smith will hustle to second base with a 2-out stand-up double. And that is hit number 6 for the Oakland Ballers. So Smith at second now. And now the possible tying run comes up. It's the shortstop, Miles Jefferson. But anyway, it was nice to meet Bill Rogan, and this morning I had a chance to present that to Noah Lewis, the lineup card. Michael Sapel, our technical director, and I were out doing a 4th of July interview with Noah Lewis, and we asked about some of his memories of baseball, and none of them involved his first pro win. So I said, well, how about this memory for you? And I had a chance to present Noah with a lineup card. So obviously he was excited about that. The pitch on the way, low ball 1 to Jefferson. 1 ball and no strikes, but also experienced something that I had never done before, large part because normally the broadcaster doesn't hang out in the dugout before or during the game. But Bill Rogan allowed me to stand in the dugout, sit in the dugout during the first few innings. The 1-0 pitch, outside ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Could just have a conversation about life with Bill even during the game. Here he is managing, and we're talking about other things. Imagine doing that going into a big league. I know the Pecos League, and none of these leagues are like the big leagues, but imagine going into it wouldn't be allowed in the major leagues. You can't have a guest in there, at least during a big league, regular season or postseason game. But anyway, it was fun to go up there and thank Jerry Betancourt, their general manager, and a few of the other folks up there who had a chance to meet. Their broadcaster, Todd Coonan, for the Marysville Drakes. I also learned what a drake is. I thought drake was a college in Iowa. Drake is actually a mature duck. So did not, I learned something every day. The 2-0 pitch, outside ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes a count, but an easy 45-minute drive up to Marysville from this area. Smith, the runner at second base. Jefferson has scored the only Oakland run this afternoon. 3 balls and a strike, and now McPherson has his first disengagement as he steps off the rubber. 3 balls and no strikes. You mentioned Jefferson is the possible tying run. Jefferson does have 3 homers this year. 3 ball, no strike pitch from McPherson, and that's a strike called. Fastball in the outer half. So 3 balls and 1 strike. So McPherson, by the way, now 5 2/3 innings this afternoon. The most innings he's worked in the game this year is 6. He's done that twice. The 3-1 here, and that's taken the knee, strike 2. So 5 pitches have been looked at by Jefferson. 3 have been balls, now 2 strikes. So 3 balls and 2 strikes the count with 2 out. Runner at second base is Smith. So 3-2 the count. McPherson from the belt. And the 3-2. And staying alive on a foul ball right side is Jefferson. And the count moves down to 3 balls and 2 strikes with a 3-1 Yolo advantage, top half of the 6th. So 3-2 the count now to Miles Jefferson. Again, runner at second is Jalen Smith. And the 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss at a breaking ball, strike 3. And a good job by McPherson, fell behind 3-0 and comes back to get Jefferson. 6 strikeout through 6 innings now for McPherson. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom half of the 6th. It is Yolo 3 and Oakland 1 on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports.
Rachel's catching up. It's a very close race. Now Rachel's in
Moving on to the bottom of the 6th inning, it is 3-1. Yolo out in front over Oakland. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Yolo. 1 run, 6 hits, and no errors for Oakland. And Alejandro Figueiredo to lead it off for the High Wheelers. It'll be Figueiredo, Smith, and Banks. 5, 6, and 7 to face Max St. Pierre, and that's or Zach St. Pierre, and that pitch taken for a strike on the outside corner. And the count's at no balls and a strike. Figueiredo a double and a run scored in the 1st inning. Outfield around to the left. St. Pierre the full windup, and the pitch hit foul up along 3rd. Strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes from St. Pierre, who's pitched a little bit in the American Association with the Lincoln Salt Dogs. The league I was in last season. I was with the Winnipeg team, the 0-2, and that is high ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes count. Of course, in Winnipeg, they don't celebrate the 4th of July. They celebrate the 1st of July. That's the Canadian Day, Canada Day. The pitch on the way, and that's popped up back of the plate. The catcher Lozano near the backstop, and the ball lands in the seats, and the count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes from Zach St. Pierre. But touched on this a little bit yesterday, but obviously was going to go more into detail today. So I was in that league last year, and the 4th of July I had last year was in Sioux City, Iowa with the Winnipeg club. We were on the road, the 1-2, and that's outside ball 2, 2-2. And, you know, I was looking forward to seeing a fireworks extravaganza in the Midwest. I think there's something about, you know, smaller cities in the Midwest that really break out the patriotism, the 2-2. And that's popped up foul 3rd base side. And the count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes with a 3-1 Yolo lead over Oakland. Bottom of the 6th inning. And unfortunately, the 4th of July game that I was supposed to have done last year got rained out in western Iowa. 2 balls, 2 strikes. St. Pierre the full windup, the 2-2, and Figueiredo swings, and he flies this one towards shallow left center and far to his left. Getting there is the left fielder Harden as his hat flies off. And the left fielder Peyton Harden makes the catch. 1 out. And now Tanner Smith bats. 1 for 2 with an RBI single. 3-1 Yolo leading Oakland. Bottom of the 6th inning. So there was no fireworks extravaganza that night. I think we had one more game there anyway. It was a doubleheader, but I think that I eventually got to see a fireworks show in Sioux City. Smith swings, pokes one towards short. To his right, Jefferson up with the ball, throws quickly to Martinez at first to get the speedy Smith. And Tanner is out, 2 down. 6th inning, bottom half. It is 3-1 Yolo, and now Kirkland Banks comes up. So yeah, that was my 4th of July last year, but one of the thrills I had last year for the 4th of July, even though I didn't have a baseball game to call that night, was I've always wanted to go see a small town parade on the 4th of July. Small town America parade, and it's one of the great things I like about this country. The pitch on the way is a strike on the outside corner. No balls and a strike, so I was in Sioux City, Iowa, and I, online, I just typed, 4th of July parades near Sioux City. The 0-1 pitch, and that's foul to the backstop, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. 3-1 Yolo leading Oakland, bottom of the 6th. So there's a town about a half an hour north of Sioux City, Lamars, Iowa. And they said, hey, we've got a parade starting at 11 in the morning. The 0-2 pitch, low ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So I got in my car about 10 o'clock, drove up there, and got up there about 10:45. Made a few other stops on the way to see some other towns. The kick on the 1-2. Swing tapper, foul up along 3rd. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And got to Lamar's at 10:45. Kind of your typical small town. They say you can park your car in the parking lot right at the high school and then walk a couple blocks up to Main Street to see the parade. The kick on the 1-2. Outside ball 2, 2-2. And the old expression, don't rain on my parade. Unfortunately, it did that day in Lamar's. Despite it being the middle of summer, it was cool and it rained. The 2-2. Just outside ball 3, 3-2. But it was not enough to stop the parade and not enough to stop me from having a great time seeing all the cars go by, and in the case of Iowa, seeing the John Deere tractors go by. The 3-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. Fastball in the outer half of the plate, strike 3. And Banks is out. 4 strikeouts for St. Pierre. 1, 2, 3 go the High Wheelers in the 6th. We go to the 7th, 3-1. Yolo leads Oakland on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. New pitcher. I think it's the last one.
Number 17, Jack Zalaski. I didn't say mine.
Yeah.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for your Yolo High Wheelers, number 17, Jack Zalaski.
Well, the Ballers are going to come back today. They're going to have to do it against the Yolo bullpen as Jack Zalaski comes in for the 7th inning. Saw Zalaski on Tuesday. He allowed 2 hits in an inning, but no runs. He replaces Brandon McPherson, who is very deserving of currently being the pitcher of record. 6 innings for McPherson. 6 hits, no runs, just earned a walk and 6 strikeouts. Zalaski opted to fill the role. This is his 16th game, which now is equally for him to lock himself on record. ERA right at 6, 14 Ks, just 4 walks in 16 innings.
First
Martinez,
baseman,
and
Noah
Mason
Martinez.
We go to the top of the 7th inning. Yolo 3 and Oakland 1. The afternoon is over for Brandon McPherson, or still the morning over for him, and Jack Zalaski comes on to do the pitching. Noah Martinez leads it off. 3-1 Yolo, top 7. And the first pitch from Zalaski inside for a ball, 1-0. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Martinez, Lozano, and then the top of the Oakland order for the center fielder Davis as Zalaski deals a strike on the outer half, 1-1. So Brandon McPherson today for Yolo, 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, 1 run earned. Walked 1, struck out 6, hit a batter. The 1-1 on the way, low and in, ball 2, 2-1. For Zalaski, second appearance of this series. Pitched well of late, works from the first base side of the rubber. The 2-1 to Martinez, hit foul up along first, 2-2. Jack's ERA is at 6 even, but his record is 4-1. Team high 16th appearance, all out of the bullpen. And in his last 3 outings, he has 1 shutout inning in all of them, which includes the top of the 8th here the other day. And then he had a chance to be the winning pitcher, the kick on the 2-2. And Martinez swings, slices this one toward the line in left. A long run for Guerra, diving effort, can't get it. The ball gets past him. The ball goes to the warning track. It lands at the base, or ends up at the base of the wall. And Martinez had a couple of doubles yesterday. He has a leadoff double here in the top of the 7th. Each team now with 7 hits. It is 3-1 Yolo. And now Tyler Lozano comes up, 0 for 2 with an RBI. But Zalaski was given the lead in the bottom of the 8th when Jose Gonzalez led off with a home run. And then, of course, Oakland scored 4 runs in the top of the 9th, so Zalaski ended up getting a no decision. Connor Langrell was the one who ended up giving up those runs in the 9th, so Langrell got the loss, but Zalaski had been in line for the win. He had 2 wins in the series at Idaho Falls, did Zalaski. So now Lozano, when he takes low ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. A 3-1 advantage for the High Wheelers. Top half of the 7th. Outfield medium depth and straightaway. Zalaski stands 6'1", 200 pounds, delivers and swing. Ground ball past the diving third baseman Blackford on to the left field, a base hit. Martinez up to third as the left fielder Guerra gets the ball in toward short. Lozano has his first hit this afternoon. So now every Oakland batter today has reached base safely. Only one without a hit is Hubbard, but he's been on base due to a hit by pitch. Now for the 4th time today, Oakland will go to the top of its order for the center fielder in Austin Davis. He is 1 for 2, a single and a walk. And the pitch, big swing and a miss, strike 1-1, and Davis represents the go-ahead run. So no balls and 1 strike to count. Zalaski, white pants up to his knees, and the Sac State alum delivers, and that pitch is inside for a ball. Count, is it a ball and a strike, but the High Wheelers are going to challenge that call. And that pitch has been overturned to a strike, so possible break there for Yolo. So no balls and 2 strikes, the count to Davis. Middle infield looking to turn 2. I think the High Wheelers would exchange the 2 outs for a run. Yolo would still have the lead. The 0-2 pitch, and Davis swings. Ground ball shortstop. Glove by Leday goes to Banks at second, and the ball gets away. It goes into right field. Martinez scores, going first to third, Lozano. And Davis is safe at first as the right fielder Smith has to pick up the baseball and gets it back in towards second. And it is now 3-2 Yolo. Fielder's choice, error on the shortstop Leday. Give Davis an RBI, because Martinez was going to score regardless. Lozano moves to second on the fielder's choice. Lozano will go to third on the E6. So fielder's choice, E6, give Davis a run batted in. And it is now 3-2 in favor of the High Wheelers. Still nobody out. 25th RBI for Austin Davis. That's the first error for Yolo this afternoon. It's one where you have to at least get 1 out. I don't know if that was going to definitely be a double play ball, but it should have at least had the force on Lozano. And instead, nobody is out, and Billy Horton out to call the infield in and obviously talk to Zalaski as well. So Zalaski got what he wanted right there. He got a ground ball at the infielder Leday. So Leday charged with the error, and again still nobody out, and now you're obviously the order was already turned over, but now it's the second batter, the second place hitter, and Harden with a tying run at third and nobody out, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. 5th error of the year for Leday. No balls, 1 strike to count. Harden infield hit his last time as Zalaski delivers, and Payton swings and hits one foul left side 0-2. So a lot of scenarios here. Harden, again, tough guy to double up, but if he gets a new double play, you know, at the very worst, you know, assuming the double play scores Lozano, the game would be tied, but then you'd have nobody on the bases and 2 out. I think Yolo would take that. No ball, 2 strike pitch, throw to first. Back safely standing up is Davis, with Gonzalez there to take the throw. Davis, 21 steals this year to lead the High Wheeler, or to lead the Ballers. He's been caught 4 times. No balls, 2 strikes, and Zalaski delivers, and Harden swings. Fly ball center field. We'll see if it's deep enough there to make the catch. Skinner. Lozano tags from third. He's on his way home, and he will score easily standing up. The throw comes in toward the third base side of home plate. I'm surprised that Davis, when that throw went all the way through to the plate, given his speed, I'm surprised he did not go to second there. But this game is tied at 3. Brandon McPherson now cannot win the game for Yolo. Carson Lambert cannot lose it for Oakland. So Harden does the job. Fly ball, center field, sacrifice fly, give him a run batted in. So it is now 3-3, 1 out. Here's Halsema, ground ball towards short, glove by Leday, goes to Banks at second for 1, and they get the force there on the sliding Davis. So 6-4 on the force there. Halsema, third time today he's hit a ball on the ground to the shortstop Leday. He's 1 for 4. 3-3, top of the 7th, Yolo and Oakland. And now it's J.P. Gates who comes up. RBI there for Harden on that sac fly, his 19th run batted in. And now it's J.P. Gates with the go-ahead run at first and Halsema. And Gates takes a strike. He's going to challenge that. And we'll see what the call is. And it's been confirmed a strike, so the count holds it. No balls and 1 strike to Gates. So 3-3. Top half of the 7th inning. And there goes Halsema. Pitch taken outside, throw to second, and Halsema is out with a slide. Shortstop Leday takes the throw from the catcher Mendoza. So 2-6 on the con stealing. And Halsema thrown out for the first time this year trying to steal. But Oakland ties it up. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 big Yolo error, and nobody left. Stretch time on the 4th of July. We go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. 3-3, Yolo and Oakland on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. First and third. One. He should have been out at second. One of the two.
I said Martinez was hurt and Lozano was underneath. Yeah?
Yep. Lozano should have been out at second.
Yep.
Well, because normally, yeah, he would have been.
Yeah.
This game is all tied up now in the 7th. A little bit of help of the Yolo defense. 3 scores. They played the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be a 3rd inning out of the bullpen for Zach St. Pierre. He'll face 8, 9, and 1. Guerra, Mendoza,
Left fielder, Kyle Guerra.
Skinner. Now, they may have turned to someone like Connor.
Stretch time from Davis as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is 3-3, Yolo and Oakland. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Again tomorrow, 6:35 p.m. first pitch at Raimondi Park. We'll have it for you on YouTube Live. Kyle Guerra leads it off, and Zach St. Pierre out of the full windup, and the first pitch to Kyle Guerra is taken for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. So it's Guerra, Mendoza, and then the top of the Yolo order for the center fielder in Braylon Skinner, the 0-1 pitch, and that is inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. So 3 runs, 7 hits, an error for Yolo. 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Oakland. Guerra is 1 for 1, sack bunt and a single today, and he swings and he lines this one, right field base hit. And a good start for the High Wheelers here in the home half of the 7th inning. So Guerra, he is now 2 for 2 today. As the right fielder Halsema gets the ball in towards second, and now Angel Mendoza comes up. So, yeah, the bad news is the game is tied. The good news is the game is tied. Oakland has had some chances to take the lead this afternoon. So Mendoza, he is 0 for 2 today. Possible bunt situation. Hubbard in on the grass, and the pitch, and Mendoza drops a bunt out in front of the mound. St. Pierre off the mound, up with it as 1 play. And that's the Martinez at first. So sacrifice bunt is successful. 1-3 on the sac bunt. The pitcher St. Pierre to the first baseman Martinez. And now for the 4th time this afternoon, Yolo will go to the top of its order for the center fielder in Braylon Skinner. Skinner getting hitless in 3 tries this afternoon. And now the catcher, Lozano, out to talk to St. Pierre. But anyway, yeah, that's where I was going back last year on this date, July 4th, even though the game I was supposed to call that night got rained out. But during the day, as I said, drove up from Sioux City, Iowa to Lamar's, Iowa, which is known, Lamar's, Iowa, is known as the ice cream capital of the world. They have a big ice cream parlor there downtown, historic ice cream parlor in a building that opened in 1917 at the Wells Visitor Center. So, of course, what did I do on that day? Went and, well, did just that. Had ice cream at this famous ice cream parlor, and they have the world's biggest ice cream sundae, which is right in front of the building, right in front of the it's like a statue, but a big monument of an ice cream sundae right in front. That's what I did a year ago today, hard to believe. Now it's Skinner who swings and misses strike 1. Count as a no balls and a strike. That would certainly be refreshing here this afternoon. No balls, 1 strike to count to Skinner with Bobby Leday on deck. 3-3, Yolo and Oakland, bottom of the 7th. St. Pierre a look back at second. Guerra leads there, and the pitch taken low for a ball to Skinner. And the count is a 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1-1 the count to Braylon Skinner. Base hit to the outfield likely gives Yolo the lead. They on the pitch, and Skinner takes outside ball 2 from St. Pierre. So now 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Guess now we can officially say it's the afternoon here on the 4th of July. We're past 12 o'clock. Skinner an RBI ground out yesterday in that 2-run 9th inning for Yolo, even though the 2 runs were not enough. The 2-1 pitch, and that strike 2 called on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Skinner hitless in his last 8 tries. And 1 hit in his last now 16 at bats. So Skinner's due. The 2-2. And swung on line to second. Caught by Smith. And Guerra looked like he was going to be a little too far off second, but scampered back and dived in back to the bag without a throw. So low line drive out there. Skinner is out now 0 for 4. And now Bobby Leday will come up. Billy Horton out to discuss that with Mike Carr. He thinks that maybe that ball was short hopped. Now the umpires are going to apparently meet about this whole thing. Well, we'll see what the verdict is here. But yeah, Skinner going through a bit of a drought right now. 1 hit in his last 18 at bats, assuming this stays an out. Meanwhile, Micah Franklin, the Oakland manager, out to have a discussion. So you have the umpires are meeting, the 3 umpires are meeting on the grass portion of the diamond, first base side. You have the entire Ballers infield, as well as the pitcher and the catcher and the manager all on the mound. So you have 1 group meeting on the mound. You have 1 group meeting on the first base side of things. And I think they're going to keep that an out. So line drive out to second, and now we will see a new Oakland pitcher. So St. Pierre departs after 2 2/3 innings, and we get back, we will tell you about the new Oakland pitcher. 1 on, 2 out, bottom of the 7th, 3-3, Yolo and Oakland on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports.
Tyler, who's your new pitcher? Can anyone over there see a number?
Here we can see it on TV, maybe. 35.
35.
Is that
Yep.
Richardson? The new pitcher for the Oakland Ballers is the right-hander Connor Richardson, who makes his second appearance of this series. It is 3-3 Yolo and Oakland. Doug Greenwald with you here in the bottom half of the seventh inning at Dobbins Stadium. Richardson this year, ERA's at 4.63, a 4-0 record. Along with Christian Cosby, leads the Ballers in victories, again with 4. Richardson, this is his 16th appearance, all out of the bullpen. So Bobby Leday bats, base it to the outfield, could give Yolo the lead. It is 3-3 Yolo and Oakland here in the bottom of the seventh inning. And the pitch on the way to Leday, a big swing and a miss from Richardson, strike one. No balls and a strike. Leday is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Richardson's 24 years old, 6'4", 239 pounds. Guerra leads at second. And the 0-1 to Leday, pop-up foul to the screen, right side. Don't really have too many pop-ups to the screen, a line drive to the screen. Regardless, it's a strike. So no balls and 2 strikes to count. 3 runs, 8 hits, an error for Yolo, 3-8-0 for Oakland. So no balls and 2 strikes to count with 2 out. As Leday sports those yellow cleats, waits, white batting gloves, the 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. So 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Leday is out. And Oakland out of a mini jam here in the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left. We go to the 8th. It stays 3-3. Yolo in Oakland on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports.
Mississippi State baseball team. He finished second in steals with 22 in the American Athletic Conference, playing for the University of Memphis. Skinner spent last season with the MLB Draft League in Williamsport. Let's all give a hand for Braylon Skinner.
Do you have a number on that?
I think it's Lane Grell.
34 Lane Brown.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for your YOLO High Wheelers, number 34, Connor Langrell.
Connor Langrell comes out with the Yolo bullpen to pitch the 8th, calling the big guns in the Yolo bullpen. It's a run earned to Zelaski, 2 down the 7th. He allowed 2 total. 2 hits in that inning, no walks and no strikeouts. Langrell, he took the loss, his first on Tuesday's game. Now has an ERA of 2.66. He was below 1. This will be his 16th appearance, which now ties Zelaski.
On we go to the 8th inning, 3-3, Yolo and Oakland. And Connor Langrell, who was the losing pitcher here on Tuesday, comes on to do the pitching for Yolo. Jack Zelaski today for the High Wheelers, 1 inning. Gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. No walks and no strikeouts. So now Langrell comes on to obviously try and keep this at a 3-3 contest. The numbers for Langrell this year: 1 win, 1 loss, 16th appearance, all out of the bullpen. So with Langrell and Zelaski each pitching today, still tied for the most appearances out of the bullpen and overall for any pitchers this year for Yolo. And again, Langrell 1-1, 2.66 earned run average, but gave up 4 earned runs, 4 runs overall the other day in that loss to Oakland, giving up 4 in the 9th. So J.P. Gates to lead it off for the Ballers. It's Gates, Hubbard, and Smith. 4, 5, 6 with the game tied at 3. And the first pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1 from Langrell. No balls and a strike. Langrell, 6'4", 230 pounds, from the Tampa area. He's 22 years old. Outfield around to the left, and the pitch from one Floridian to the other, and that's strike 2 called on the inner half. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Gates, who is 1 for 3. So Gates, the DH today. We've also seen him pitch in this series, 2-way player. The 0-2 on the way, and Gates takes strike three called outside corner. He knew it, and he is out, one down. And here is the third baseman in Dondre Hubbard to face Connor Langrell. 3-3 Yolo in Oakland, top half of the eighth inning. From Langrell, who features a 4 and a 2-seam fastball, a cutter curveball, and a changeup for Langrell. So now Hubbard 0 for 2. He's been hit with a pitch, and he takes outside ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Mentioned 4th of July, a special day, of course, our nation's birth, our freedom from British rule. The 1-0 on the way, and that's inside ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. 248 years old is our country, which was born in Philadelphia. Fun place to go. I love going to see Independence Hall. Been there a few times to see where our freedom got born. Not got born, but where our freedom was born. The 2-0 pitch, and that is hit foul back at third, strike one. And the count's now at 2 balls and 1 strike. I've always felt that with the major leagues that certain teams should always be home on the 4th of July. The Phillies certainly being one of them, the 2-1, and that's high ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike to count. I mean, if that's where our nation was born, our national pastime should always be on the 4th of July in Philadelphia. The kick in the 3-1, and Hubbard swings, and he flies this one toward left center field. Pretty well hit, and this ball is gone. Dondre Hubbard hits it out, and it gives Oakland a 4-3 lead here in the top half of the eighth inning. So that ball just kept right on going. Left fielder Guerra and the center fielder Skinner running out of room. So 4-3 Oakland, its first lead of the afternoon. Now the home run for Hubbard is his team high 9th. It's his 33rd run batted in. And now 4-3 in favor of the Ballards here in the top half of the eighth inning. Second home run allowed by Langrell this year. So 4-3 now Oakland, and now first pitch of Jalen Smith, who's taken outside ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch on the way to Smith, the 1-0, and he goes around strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, not much of a breeze today. Last couple of days, he had more of a breeze. Ball had a little more carry to it, but Hubbard, 6 of his 9 homers this year have come against Yolo. But as we mentioned, these two teams play, it seems like all the time, against one another. The 1-1, and that's outside ball 2. 2-1. But Phillies are on the road today. Phillies are in Chicago, and the Phillies lead that game 2-0 in the top of the 4th. But yeah, certain teams like the Yankees, Red Sox, Phillies, patriotic cities should be home always. The 2-1 tap foul to play 2-2. And certainly the Washington Nationals, I feel, should always be home, and they are home today, and that game already over in a 1-0 Washington win. And I want to make a correction. I had said earlier that the first game of the day in the major leagues was in Pittsburgh. First game of the day in the major leagues was in Washington, as it should be. The 2-2 swinging a high chopper toward short. Charged by the third baseman Blackford. Can't really get the ball out of his glove, and safe at first is Jalen Smith with an infield single. That was a tough play. It was a high chopper to the left side of the diamond. You had the shortstop Lede coming in. You had the third baseman Blackford going to his left, and Blackford got to the ball, but nothing really he could do. 10 hits now for the Ballers. They have a 4-3 lead. But yeah, Washington had the first game of the day, so Yolo had the first minor league game of the day. Washington had the first professional baseball game of the day. They started 11:05 this morning in D.C. Now it's Jefferson who takes outside ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes to Miles Jefferson. As the 1-0 pitch, and that's actually Langrell steps off the rubber. So appropriate that there should be in this game a player by the name of Jefferson, who, of course, the last name prominently on the Declaration of Independence. There goes Smith. Jefferson is swinging a miss. Throw to second base, and the ball goes into center field. Smith dives in safely into second, and now goes to third. Stolen base, error on the catcher Mendoza. The center fielder Skinner gets the ball in towards second. So give a steal to Jalen Smith. That is his 8th steal this year without being caught. And now the High Wheelers have to bring the infield in. The count's at 2 balls and no strikes. It is a 4-3 advantage for the Oakland Ballers. Second error for the High Wheelers today. The first error came back to earth. We'll see if this one does. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch, and Jefferson takes outside ball 3. Well, the count now at let me correct the count. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2-1 the count to Jefferson. And Langrell's pitch, and Jefferson swings. Ground ball towards second. Diving stop by Banks, but he has just one play. And that's to Gonzalez at first. Smith scores. The error comes back to hurt. Big insurance run there. And it's now 5-3 in favor of Oakland. So 4-3 on the play there. Give Jefferson an RBI. Nice play there by Kirkland Banks. And now Noah Martinez bats against Langrell. And the pitch to Martinez, and that's a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Jefferson, that's his 27th run batted in. So 2 runs home here in the 8th inning for the Ballers after they had tied in the 7th with a couple of runs, the 0-1. That's inside ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. But anyway, appropriate that there should be a player by the name of Jefferson in this game on the 4th of July. Thomas Jefferson, again, for the most part, the author, the primary author of the Declaration of Independence. One ball and 1 strike to count. Outfield around to the left, and the pitch. Swing and a ground ball right up the middle, literally over the second base bag and through into center. A base hit for Noah Martinez. That's his 2nd hit. 3rd hit of the inning against Langrell, who, for the most part this year, has pitched extremely well for Yolo. But the other day struggled, allowing 4 runs in the 9th. And so far, granted, one of the runs really was set up on an error, but still for them having a tough go of it here in the 8th inning. He's allowed 3 hits. Langrell blew the save the other day. Of course, came in today hoping to protect the tie game. Now Lozano, he's 1 for 3, and he chops this ball to second base. Gloved by Banks, and he will just tag out Martinez on the force play. It'll go as a force because the force was on, so 4 and assisted on the force at second base. Home run by Hubbard, giving the Ballers the lead, and then later in the inning, the RBI ground out by Jefferson. So 2 runs for the Oakland Ballers, 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom half of the 8th with the score. Oakland 5 and Yolo 3 on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. I think Oakland's making some changes here. Richardson's still out there. Harden is still on the left. Davis is in center.
Also not right. Same picture.
Same catcher. Hubbard's still at 3rd. I think Burkell is the shortstop.
Who's playing second? It looks like Jefferson went to second.
Okay.
We have
All right.
1 change as Brad Burkell comes in for Jalen Smith. So Smith is now out of this game. And then after the change, Jefferson and Burkell switch positions. So it's going to be Burkell at short. And
We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is 5-3 Oakland. Some changes for the Ballers. I'll get to that in a moment. So, Oakland, for the first time today, takes the field with the lead. Braden Blackford leads it off, and Connor Richardson's first pitch to Blackford is a breaking pitch taken for a strike 0-1. Brad Burkell comes in to play shortstop. He will bat 6th, and Miles Jefferson moves from shortstop to second base. So Jalen Smith comes out of the game. The 0-1 on the way, outside ball 1. And the count's a 1 ball and 1 strike. So Blackford, Gonzalez, and Figueredo 3, 4, and 5, and time for the High Wheelers to get busy. They've been stuck on 3 runs since the first inning. Outfield around to the left, and Richardson's pitch, the Grand Forks, North Dakota native, misses outside ball 2. And the count's a 2 balls and 1 strike to Blackford, a 2-run homer in the first. He's also singled. He's 2 for 3. The 2-1, swing and a miss to the breaking ball, strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Blackford, facing Connor Richardson. 5 runs, 11 hits, and no errors for the Ballers. 3, 8, and 2 for the High Wheelers. Richardson, who played his college baseball at the University of Minnesota Crookston, makes the 2-2, and Blackford flies this one toward right center field, headed toward the gap, and a long run for the center fielder Davis to make the catch. He had a long way to go to his left, and in a deep right center field. Nice catch there by the center fielder in Austin Davis. And Blackford, robbed of what would have been more extra base hits, or at least one other extra base hit, is out. And now Jose Gonzalez comes up. Now Gonzalez, this probably is his last chance to extend his hitting streak, which right now is at 12 games. He's 0 for 3 today. And Richardson's pitch, and Gonzalez a tapper foul toward first, 0-1. Mentioned streaks, and one of the most famous streaks in baseball history, Lou Gehrig, who for about 55 years was the all-time leader in consecutive games played, 2,130. The 0-1 is high for a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike before Cal Ripken broke it in 1995. And to mention Lou Gehrig in the 4th of July, those two go hand in hand in a historic moment. The 1-1, Gonzalez takes low and in, 2-1, 5-3, Oakland leads Yolo. Bottom of the 8th inning. On this date in 1939, between games of a doubleheader at Yankee Stadium between the Yankees and Washington Senators, Lou Gehrig's number 4 was retired. The 2-1 pitch, and that's low ball 3. And the count's at 3 balls and 1 strike. This is after Gehrig could no longer play because of the disease which bears his name. But that's the day of the famous Lou Gehrig farewell speech held on this day. The pitch to Gonzalez, chopped foul up along third. 3 balls and 2 strikes on this day, 4th of July. Back in 1939, Lou Gehrig gave the luckiest man on the face of the earth speech. Went hand in hand with his number 4 being retired, the first ever major league number to be retired. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 5-3 Oakland in the payoff, and Gonzalez takes low and in, ball 4. So it's not a hit. Likely the hitting streak is over, but he does draw a walk, and more importantly, that allows the powerful Figueredo to come up and a chance to tie the game. 5-3 Oakland here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. So now Figueredo will come up. He is 1 for 3, a double and a run scored. 5-3 in favor of Oakland on the pitch inside ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. But yeah, 1939, July 4th. So 85 years ago today was the luckiest man on the face of the earth speech by Lou Gehrig. Held at Yankee Stadium. The 1-0 pitch, and Figueredo takes low ball 2. And the count's now at 2 balls and no strikes. But some of the old Yankees, I mean, we're going way back. We're there to be on hand for Lou Gehrig Appreciation Day. Over just under 62,000 fans were at Yankee Stadium, and one of the Yankees who came by to pay his tributes to Lou Gehrig was Wally Pipp. And remember, it was Lou Gehrig who came in to play first base for Wally Pipp and never left first base for about 14 years, did Gehrig. But Wally Pipp was there to pay his respects. So was Babe Ruth, Gehrig's longtime partner in crime with the New York Yankees. 2 balls and no strikes the count. Laid at first by Gonzalez. And the pitch and the 2-0, and that's a strike on the inside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 the count to Figueredo. Again, the possible tying run. And the pitch from Richardson, and that's outside, ball 3. So 3-1 the count. Oakland would like that call challenged, but I believe it's going to stay a ball. So it does stand as a ball. And the count's now at 3 balls and 1 strike. Figueredo, white pants up to his knees, showing the thick black socks. See if Gonzalez goes here, not the fastest runner, but maybe to try to avoid the double play, because Figueredo is not the fastest guy in the world. 3 balls, 1 strike. Outfield around to the left. 5-3 Oakland. And the pitch. Figueredo, a home run cut and a missed strike 2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. So 3-2 the count with Tanner Smith on deck. 5 runs, 11 hits, and no errors for the Ballers. 3 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors for the High Wheelers. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to count with 1 down. Bottom of the 8th inning. Gonzalez at first. Again, Martinez holds him on. Gonzalez doesn't go, and Figueredo takes on away, ball 4, and Richardson unhappy with himself missing there. Back-to-back 1-out walks. So now Gonzalez to second, Figueredo to first. We'll see if a pinch runner goes in. And looks like there will be a pinch runner for Figueredo. And I think that's going to be Noah Lewis, who's normally a pitcher, but Lewis, who has had experience playing the outfield at Contra Costa College. So Noah Lewis will come in and pinch run. And of course, Figueredo is the DH anyway. So Noah Lewis will pinch run. So Lewis pinch runs here in the 8th inning, and he is the possible tying run. So Gonzalez to second, Lewis to first, and now Micah Franklin, the Oakland manager. I wonder how many 4th of Julys. I'm going to have to ask Noah tomorrow, or Micah tomorrow. You know, Micah's been in professional baseball for over 30 years, which includes time in Japan, where, of course, they don't have the 4th of July. Well, they have the 4th of July, just not a holiday there. I guess all countries have a 4th of July. But anyway, Micah Franklin, I wonder how many 4th of July in the United States in baseball, in which he's been a part on his way to there. He's on the mound now. Mentioned Yankee Stadium and the 4th of July, and we talked about the Lou Gehrig luckiest man speech and his number 4 being retired. There was a game on this day at Yankee Stadium, hard to believe, 41 years ago. On the 4th of July, Dave Righetti, known as one of the great closers of his time, but Dave Righetti came up as a starting pitcher. And Dave Righetti on this day pitched a no-hitter against the Boston Red Sox, struck out Wade Boggs to win that game and pitch a no-hitter on the 4th of July at Yankee Stadium. And then Righetti, a couple of years later, was moved to the closing role for the Yankees. It was the first Yankee no-hitter since Don Larson's World Series perfect game back in 1956. So definitely a 4th of July to remember there for Dave Righetti. Well, we have a pitching change. We are in the bottom half of the 8th inning. New pitcher comes in for Oakland, and we will tell you about Jake Dolly when we get back with the score with 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. It is 5-3. Oakland leading Yolo on YouTube Live. New pitcher for the Oakland Ballers is the Utah native right-hander Jake Daly. 6'5", 250 pounds for Daly, who is 25 years old. Tanner Smith is the go-ahead run. Runners at first and second, one out. 5-3 Oakland, bottom 8. And the pitch to Tanner Smith is a strike called on the outside corner. He'd like that one challenge. Well, he'd put his hand on his helmet, but I guess it's not being challenged. So no balls and a strike. Tanner is 1 for 3 with an RBI. Runners lead at first and second. Outfield around to the left. 5-3 Oakland in the pitch, and Tanner takes, and that's inside ball 1. And the count's now at 1 ball and 1 strike with Kirkland Banks wetting on deck. Daly, first base side of the rubber. Works from the belt. Looks back at second. And the 1-1. And Smith takes low ball 2. And the count moves now to 2 balls and 1 strike. And Yolo would like that challenge. Grant Myers, the plate umpire, looking up at the press box. And or I guess Oakland had that challenge, not Oakland, or not Yolo. So Oakland loses the challenge there. So the count is at 2 balls and 1 strike to Smith. Home run here would give Yolo the lead. Smith does have a couple of home runs this season. So 2 balls, 1 strike to count with 1 out. Gonzalez at second, Lewis at first. And the 2-1 pitch swung on, and that is lined over the leaping second baseman Jefferson into right field, a base hit. Hustling around third is Gonzalez. He will score standing up. And it's now 5-4 Oakland. Lewis up to second base. So Tanner Smith, his last 6 hits have now been singles, but he doesn't mind it. It's an RBI single, second RBI today for Tanner Smith. Gives him 16 RBIs this year. And it's 5-4 Oakland. And now it's Kirkland Banks who comes up. He is 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. A good effort there by the second baseman and Miles Jefferson. But now it's Kirkland Banks, and he takes inside ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes. So 5-4 now Oakland, and obviously the High Wheelers trying to avoid a 3-game sweep. Outfield medium depth straight away. And Daly's pitch, and that's inside ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes. Oakland has won the last 4 games between these two teams. So 2 balls and no strikes the count. Tying run at second, Lewis. Smith, good speed. The go-ahead run at first, and the pitch very high from Daly, ball 3. And the count moves now to 3 balls and no strikes. So 3-0 the count to Banks. Couple of singles today. Again, 2 for 3. Daly looks back at second to 3-0, and Banks taking all the way. Literally stepped out of the box, let that one go by for the what generally is the automatic strike if it's anywhere near the plate on 3-0. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Daly's second appearance of these 3 games. Worked the 8th inning here. In fact, got the win here on Tuesday. Runners lead at first and second. And Daly's pitch, and that's popped up foul right side, strike 2. So Daly, who was at Mahoning Valley last year in the Major League Baseball Draft League, his first pro experience for Daly. Banks also in that same league with Frederick in Maryland. Of course, a lot of patriotic symbolism in that town. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 5-4 Oakland. And the pitch. Swing and a ground ball knocked down by the pitcher, Daly. He'll go to the shortstop, Burkell, at second for 1. So they still had time to get the force on the sliding Smith. So that keeps the go-ahead run away from second. 1-6 on the force there. Lewis, the tying run. He's at third base. Banks, the go-ahead run, is at first now. He is 2 for 4. So Daly, good job knocking down that baseball. And now it's Kyle Guerra who bats. He's 2 for 2, a sacrifice bunt, a couple of singles. 5-4 in favor of Oakland. Bottom half of the 8th inning. Mentioned Frederick, where Banks played last year. Frederick, Maryland. The Frederick Keys, named for Francis Scott Key, the composer of the Star-Spangled Banner, who was buried across the street. There's a cemetery across the street from that ballpark in Frederick. That's where Key is buried, and hence the Frederick Keys, giving us our nation's most popular song. First pitch on the way is taken for a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Runners to the corners. Tying run at third in the pitch, and Guerra drives one foul right side, 0-2. Yeah, those of you thinking the nation's most popular song, Shake It Off by Taylor Swift, that is not the most popular song in the United States. It's the Star-Spangled Banner. I think it's been played more than any other song in our nation's history. So no balls and 2 strikes the count with 2 out. Base it. Well, basically the outfield would tie it or maybe give the team the lead. The 0-2 pitch, good block there by Lozano. Pitch was in the dirt. And anything that gets past Lozano would have tied the game. More than likely would have tied it. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count with 2 out. With the catcher and Mendoza wetting on deck. 5 runs, 11 hits, and no errors for the visiting Ballers. 4-9-2 for the hometown High Wheelers. 1-2 the count. And the kick on the pitch, and Garrett takes up and away, ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. 2-2 the count with 2 out. And the pitch on the way, and Garrett swings, and he bloops this one toward left, and on comes Harden, and he takes a diving catch. And gets up and gives a fist pump with his left hand. Great play there by Peyton Harden. He knew that the game was on the line right there. And I say the game, bottom of the 8th, but that the tying run would have scored. And Harden had to preserve the tie. The thing is, he misses that ball. It likely scores 2, but instead he makes a diving catch coming in the direction of the infield. And Guerra is out. One left fielder robs the other. The High Wheelers do get a run. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. And 2 left. We go to the 9th inning with the score. 5-4, Oakland leading Yolo on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Turner Thompson. 30. Thompson.
30, Turner Thompson. 30, Turner Thompson.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Yolo High Wheelers, number 30, Turner Thompson.
Top of inning number 9, 5-4 Oakland leads. We've seen a little bit of everything today, and it's a one-run ball game. As we will now play our final frame. New pitcher on the mound. It is not tied up. This is Turner Thompson, who made his professional debut against the Ballers. He has now pitched in 4 games, a 7.36 ERA. No record, 3 2/3 innings. He has struck out 1 batter, walked 3. Thompson made his debut in last week's game here in Davis. Bears 30. Played 2 seasons at Tulane, 2 seasons at Sanford. Gave up a couple of runs. His last appearance in Idaho.
We go to the 9th inning. 5-4, Oakland leading Yolo. And the new Yolo pitcher is right-hander Turner Thompson. 6 feet, 208 pounds, 22 years old, from Tampa. Connor Langrell this afternoon for a Yolo 1 inning, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no walks, and he struck out 1 and allowed 1 home run. So Turner Thompson, On to do the pitching, the alum of Samford University in Birmingham. No wins, no losses, 7.36 ERA, fifth appearance, all out of the bullpen. So Yolo oh so close to tying the game in the bottom of the eighth, but they know that going to the bottom of the ninth, they will be trailing this game either by 1 run, and hopefully for Yolo it'll only be by 1 run. Top of the Oakland order for the 5th time. Austin Davis swings the first pitch from Thompson. Hits one out halfway between the mound and the plate. Off the mound, the pitcher Thompson up with the baseball, throws to Gonzalez at first, and Davis is out. So again, top of the Oakland order for the 5th time. Davis now 1 for 4 today, and now Peyton Harden comes up. So the final line, give you the lines on St. Pierre, the second Oakland pitcher. 2 2/3 innings of shutout relief, 2 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Connor Richardson, 2/3 of an inning, no hits, 1 runner, and 2 walks and a strikeout. So now it's Harden, and he takes outside ball 1-1-0. Thompson works from the first base side of the rubber. High set position around his chin, and the 1-0 pitch, and Harden a foul at the plate, strike 1-1-1. Jack Zalaski, the second Yolo pitcher, 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. And then Connor Langrell, who's on the hook for the loss in this one for Yolo, 1 inning, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. No walks, a strikeout, and allowed a homer. The pitch on the way is outside for a ball, 2-1. I know I just read that, but I'll read that again. Harden, sac fly in the 7th inning, which tied the game, 1 for 3. Tied the game at the time. It's now 5-4 Oakland. Top of the 9th. The 2-1 pitch. And that's chopped toward first. Playing back on the ball, Gonzalez knocks the ball off his belt buckle, then picks the ball up and has to hustle to the bag to get Harden by a step. So 3 unassisted play on the play there. 2 down. And now it's Trevor Halsema to face Turner Thompson. Finally got to meet Thompson today. And, you know, last 2 weeks ago they had the famous the game to honor Willie Mays and the Negro Leagues at Rickwood Field in Birmingham, and that's where Thompson went to college at Samford University. One of the places he went to college. Had also gone to Tulane, but his last school was Samford, as he pours in a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. And I asked Thompson, I said, well, did you ever make it to Rickwood Field when you played at Samford? The 0-1, and Halsema takes a breaking pitch, strike 2 called on the outer half, 0-2. He told me he never has stepped foot in Rickwood Field, whether it be for a game or just to look around. In fact, he admitted he wasn't even sure where Rickwood Field was within Birmingham. It's out in the western part of the city. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Thompson, 3-quarter windup on the pitch, and that's foul to the backstop. And the count holds at no balls and 2 strikes from Turner Thompson. Excuse me, from Turner Thompson to Trevor Halsema. Thompson signed a couple of weeks ago by the High Wheelers. 0-2 the count. And Thompson kicks and delivers, and Halsema takes low, 1-2. First time that Turner has ever been, as of 2 weeks ago, first time he has ever been to California. Really told me, he says, you know, he had never been to the western part of the United States. He grew up in Tampa. Went to college in the South. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch, and Halsema drives this one down the right field side, and that is a fair ball, and that's going to now go into foul ground. Right fielder Smith picks up the baseball, and Halsema will go into second with his second hit today. So that's a big insurance run at second. That's where he is as the throw comes in from the right fielder Smith towards second base. 5-4 Oakland, top of the 9th inning. Hit number 12 for the Ballers. And now it's J.P. Gates who bats to face Turner Thompson. J.P. is 1 for 4 with a single to center. A quick word from Mendoza out to talk to Thompson. So now it's Halsema, or now it's Gates. Again, 1 for 4. Outfield medium depth and straightaway. Top of the 9th, 5-4 in favor of Oakland. And the pitch swatted down the left field side, foul, strike 1. No balls and a strike. Well, Gates had a big 9th inning at bat here the other day. where he came through with a go-ahead 2-run single. Well, a single hit to the outfield likely gives Oakland an insurance run. 5-4 Ballers, top of the 9th inning. As Thompson tucks his glove on into the left side of the shirt, or at least on the outside of the shirt. Comes set. Looks back at second in the 0-1. And that's a breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 2 from Turner Thompson. And the count's now at no balls and 2 strikes. Thompson, first appearance of this series, last worked on Saturday at Idaho Falls. Went 2/3 of an inning. The 0-2 here, and Gates swings and misses, strike 3. Pitch down and in, and he strikes out for the 3rd time today. And that is the first strikeout for Turner Thompson. And it'll be his only strikeout today. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. Last chance for Yolo to avoid the sweep. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Oakland 5 and Yolo 4 on YouTube Live and Flow Sports.
Thank you.
Kirby to pinch hit.
Back to Wallers Baseball, 860 AM the answer. Look who it is.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Ballers. Number 22, Chandler David.
David. On for his 6th save of the year. He has thrown now in 3 straight ball games. He has a save in 3 straight ball games. We will see how his arm reacts today. David, 8 appearances, 5 saves. David hasn't allowed a run yet.
We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Last chance for the Yolo High Wheelers. It is 5-4 Oakland, and Chandler David comes on for the 3rd straight game / 3rd straight day. David has saved the first 2 games of the series, and then go back to Oakland's last series, which was at home against Northern Colorado. Got the save on Sunday. So this is his 4th straight game with an opportunity for a save. Final line on Oakland's Jake Daly, 2/3 of an inning. Allowed 1 hit, no runs. No walks, no strikeouts. So now the table's turning. Justin Kirby is going to pinch hit for Angel Mendoza to open the bottom half of the 9th inning. It'll be Kirby, the pinch hitter. And then the top of the Yolo order for the center fielder Skinner, and then Leday, 9, 1, and 2. For Kirby this season, his batting average is, once I find it, I will tell you. Average is at 280. He has 3 home runs, and he has 15 runs batted in. Kirby did not play yesterday, so his only appearance in this series was Tuesday. He was 1 for 4 with a triple and a run scored. So Kirby bats here against Chandler David, and the pitch to Kirby is outside ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Kirby did not see David the other day. Of course, Angel Mendoza, his day is done anyway. Yolo will not be on defense at all the rest of this day. Yolo either will win it here in the 9th, or we go to the home run round as the 1-0 pitch is outside ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to count from the North Texas product in David, who's 2-0, and Kirby is swinging a miss at a fastball, 2-1. Chandler David, 6'1", 205 pounds. Born on the greatest day of the year, in my opinion, October 3rd. Well, he's 23 years old, the 2-1, and Kirby takes up it in 3-1. And anybody with an October 3rd birthday has got to be a good person, no doubt about that. David out of Sam Houston State University in Huntsville, Texas. The 3-1, slapped to second base right at Miles Jefferson, and he will throw to Martinez at first. And Kirby is out, so David works around the 3-1 count and gets Kirby to ground out, 1 away. And now for the 5th time this afternoon, Yolo will go to the top of its order for the Center fielder Braylon Skinner, and again, he is due. He has 1 for his last 18. He's 0 for 4 today. Skinner had an RBI ground out against David yesterday. He has seen David each of the first 2 games of this series, and he swings in a foul to the backstop, strike 1. And the count's at no balls and 1 strike. So 0-1 the count. Outfield well around to the left. Big hole in right center. The kick in the 0-1, and that is outside ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and 1 strike with Bobby Leday on deck. The 1-1 outside ball 2 from Chandler David. 2 balls and 1 strike. So it's one of the differences here between independent ball, MLB Partner League baseball versus affiliated ball. The kick on the 2-1, and that is grounded fair on down the left field line. The ball's going to go into foul ground into the corner near the Oakland bullpen. Skinner, with his black helmet flying off, will hustle to second base with a 1-out stand-up doubles. The left fielder Harden gets the ball in towards short. So Skinner halts his 1 for 18 with a double. Hit number 10 for Yolo. And now the speedy Skinner, the tying run at second base with 1 out, and it's Bobby Leday who with 1 swing could win it. He is 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. And Leday has 8 home runs this year, second most on the team behind Jose Gonzalez, 9. 5-4 Oakland, 9th inning, bottom half. I was going to say, in affiliated ball, there's no way that you would see a pitcher. I mean, it would be stunned to see a pitcher 3 straight games, even though David only normally goes 1 inning as the closer. Now the pitch on the way to Leday, way outside ball 1, 1-0. Case of David, 3 straight days / games, 4 straight games overall. Remember, he had the off day on Monday. David just signed a couple of weeks ago by the Oakland Ballers. 1 ball, no strikes the count. And the pitch, and Leday takes up an in ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Chandler David already with 5 saves to lead the Ballers. And again, he just joined them, as I mentioned, a couple of weeks ago. He is yet to allow a run coming into today in 8 2/3 innings. 7 strikeouts in that span. And 4 of his 5 saves have been against the High Wheelers. The 2-0, and Leday, a foul ball to the backstop, strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike with Braden Blackford on deck, and a 5-4 Oakland advantage. Bottom of the 9th inning. Oakland has won the last 4 meetings between these 2 teams. And again, I mentioned this earlier, Oakland leads the season series 9-5. Leday trying to do something about that here. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Skinner at second in the pitch, swing and a tapper hit toward third. Slowly hit charged, and no play anywhere. Gloved by the third baseman Hubbard on the grass. Skinner will get as far as third base. The tying run is there, and Leday has himself an infield single. That's his first hit today, now 1 for 4. And now the third baseman, Braden Blackford, could win it. He could tie it. He is 2 for 4 today, a 2-run homer in the first. He's also singled. So a 5-4 advantage for the Oakland Ballers here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And if Blackford puts one up the gap right here, I'd have to think the Ballers likely would win it. Leday's got a lot of speed. Outfield deep straight away, trying to prevent that, and Blackford a big swing and a miss, strike 1-0-1. So maybe the 3rd day in a row is the trick to get to Chandler David. Blackford has not seen David in this series. So no balls and 1 strike to count. Now the middle infield, of course, open to turn 2. That would end the game. No ball, 1 strike pitch. And Blackford bunts one back of the plate, but it lands foul. Blackford, I think, tried to push one past the pitcher there. David, not a guy you would normally see bunt, element of surprise. And Lozano, the catcher, good effort, but just could not get to that ball back at home plate. It's a strike. I don't think Blackford will try bunting here with 2 strikes. If he does and he bunts foul, he'd be out on strikes. 0-2 the count. Now Jose Gonzalez waits on deck. And, well, barring Blackford winning it or barring Blackford hitting into a double play, Gonzalez would have a chance to extend his hitting streak. 0-2 the count. And the pitch on the way. There goes Leday. Pitch taken outside. No throw down to second. They were going to see if the Highlanders going to see if Oakland would take the bait and there would be a throw down. But Leday now steals second. So that takes away any hope of a double play, at least a forced double play. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. So give Leday a steal of second. That's his team high 17th steal this year. Now the 1-2 to Blackford. Swing and a foul to plate. Just got a piece of it. So he stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So now, I know I mentioned no chance of a forced double play, but now a chance to win the game with a base hit to the outfield. And now the outfield comes in. They had been playing no doubles, but now they come in. Case of a play at the plate. Skinner's at third, Leday's at second. The tying run at third, the winning run at second. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. 5-4 Oakland, bottom 9, and the pitch, and Blackford takes up and away from Chandler David, ball 2. So the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So hoping for some fireworks here are the High Wheelers here in the bottom of the 9th. Now first base is open, and Blackford, his run doesn't mean anything, and but they're going to pitch to him here. The 2-2 on the way, swing and a dry foul left side, 2-2. So as I said, first base. Now, I mean, of course, you already have him at 2 strikes, so you're already in a good position to strike him out. But I was just saying that maybe being that his run doesn't mean anything, you would put him at first to set up a double play or a force at any base. But obviously, they're going to pitch to him here, continue to pitch to him. The kick on the 2-2, swing and a foul to the backstop. And Blackford keeps the at-bat going. And the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Blackford. So haven't had too many of these games this year. We've come right down to the nick of things. 5 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Ballers. 4-11-2 for the High Wheelers. Tying run Skinner at third, Leday at second, the winning run on the pitch. Swing and a chopper past the mound. This will at least tie the game. In to grab the ball, the second baseman Jefferson is thrown to first in time. Gets Blackford, but we are tied at 5. So Braden Blackford does the job. Got the ball past the mound. Leday, the winning run goes to third. Skinner ties the game. Give Blackford an RBI. That's his 3rd run batted in today. And now Jose Gonzalez, what a time this would be to extend the hitting streak. Because if he gets a hit here, it would win the game. Blackford is now with 26 RBIs this year. Now Gonzalez bats. 2 out, bottom of the 9th. And Jose takes a strike on the outside corner 0-1. So who would have thought when Gonzalez didn't come through with a hit in the 8th, he walked and scored. He would have another chance here in the 9th. He is 0 for 3. And the pitch, and Jose takes, and that's outside, 1-1. By the way, it's the first run allowed by Chandler David in his pro career. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Winning run at third, that's Leday. Figueredo, the DH, waits on deck. And the 1-1, swing and a miss to the breaking ball, strike 2, 1-2. Now, of course, I say a hit would win it. A wild pitch could win it. There could be an error that could win it. Something really weird like a balk could win it, a pass ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Gonzalez and a 12-game hitting streak on the line. This game is on the line. 5-5, bottom of the 9th, 2 out, the 1-2. And Jose swings and misses strike 3, pitch in the dirt. Catcher Lozano has to take his time here. Positions himself on the front of the plate, and he will throw on to Martinez at first. Gonzalez is out. His hitting streak is over. And we are going to the home run round here on the 4th of July. So Chandler David, his lone strikeout today comes at a big time. 1 run for Yolo. There were 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. So we are done with regulation today at 12:59 p.m., and we will have the knockout round. So we will take a little bit of a break. We'll go to the knockout round. We'll see which players come out for the home run round here in Yolo on this 4th of July. With the score 5-5, we'll be back in a few moments on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Again, the final score on the regulation portion of the game was 5-5. Yolo and Oakland. Here are the final totals. Now, of course, the game has not been decided yet, but five runs for Yolo, 11 hits, 2 errors, and 8 left. For Oakland, 5 runs, 12 hits, no errors, and 8 left. Regulation ended at 12:59, so 2 hours and 51 minutes the 9 innings took. Although from what I have been told, and I think this is sort of silly, but the time of the game really includes the little break between regulation and the home run derby. But anyway, that's what we have. Of course, no winning or losing pitchers today. Turner Thompson for Yolo went 1 shutout inning, allowed 1 hit and struck out 1. Chandler David blowing a save today for Oakland, 1 inning, 2 hits, 1 runner, no walks, and 1 strikeout. So 5-5 is how this one ends. These two teams played a knockout round in Oakland, which was won by Oakland. Yolo, by the way, is 0-3 this year in knockout rounds. So we will see who comes out for each team. Looks like Dondre Hubbard will come out for Oakland. That's who won the game with the knockout round in Oakland about a month ago. So as things set up, we'll step out again with this final of regulation 5-5. But of course, the winning and losing team has yet to be decided today, as they are setting up for the knockout round momentarily. Back in a moment on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. All right, here we go to start the knockout round. Dondre Hubbard is the designated batter for Oakland. Jim Diedrich, the pitching coach, doing the honors. As Hubbard lets the first two go by and now drives this one toward left, and that won't be enough. So that's 1 swing, 1 out. Hubbard, a home run in the 8th inning, which gave Oakland the lead. And he flies this one to left field. And that lands in front of the warning track. So 2 swings for Hubbard without a homer. Again, you get to make 5 outs as Hubbard drives this one to left field. And that's gone. So that's 1 home run there for Hubbard. Of course, you get 5 outs. That's not an out, of course, if you homer. So there's 1 home run and 2 outs so far for Hubbard. And again, this is a 2-minute round, so you got 1 more minute here. That's another swing. That will not, that barely leaves the infield. And I guess I've not seen this one yet, but there's a timeout taken. So Hubbard getting a bit of a rub down here by Austin Davis. Hubbard, who mentioned homered in the 8th inning. Hubbard with a team-high 9 home runs. So timeout with 54 seconds left. didn't know about the timeout rule here. So Oakland, so Hubbard now with has made 3 outs, and he has 1 home run. So they start the clock again down to 49 seconds. And Hubbard swings here and pops that one up, so that will certainly not leave the yard. So that's 4 outs right there, down to 35 seconds. Hubbard lets that one go by, and Hubbard lets that one go by. And Hubbard takes inside, and that one was taken. So down to 18 seconds, and Hubbard swings, and he drives this one toward left, and it's gone. So that's 2 home runs now for Hubbard, and now swings at this one, and he pops this one up. So that will not leave the yard. So that's 2 home runs for Hubbard, and now Yolo will send Jose Gonzalez up for the home run round, and I believe it will be Billy Horton, the manager, who will pitch to Gonzalez again. Yolo is 0 for 3 in the knockout round this year. So Oakland is up by 2 home runs, and of course now Yolo gets 2 minutes to see what it can do.
Pitching for the Oilers is manager Billy Horton.
So Billy Horton will be allowed to take some warm-up tosses right here. So we'll step out for a moment and come right back with Oakland up 2-0 in the knockout round, and we'll be back in just a moment. All right, well, we go on to the Yolo portion of the knockout round, and Yolo needs at least 2 homers by Jose Gonzalez to tie it. And Billy Horton, the manager, will pitch to Gonzalez. Mason Minzy will catch, and Jose will let 1 pitch go by, so the clock is on as Jose swings, and it's 1 foul, so that's 1 out. And the next pitch, and that's inside. Doesn't really matter where the pitch is if it's taken. Gonzalez swings here and flies this one deep to right field, and it goes foul, so that's 2 outs. Gonzalez with a Yolo best 9 homers. So Oakland has 2 home runs up, and we're down to 1:24, and the next pitch fouled off, so 3 outs, and now Gonzalez has to, on his next 2 swings, hit the ball out, or the home run round comes to an end. I think a timeout is called. And Gonzalez is going to get some water right here. Well, Gonzalez, even if he does homer, folks, that does not extend his hitting streak, which ended at 12 games when he made the final out of regulation. Both teams out of their respective dugouts. So Hubbard up 2-0, and Gonzalez now, he has no choice to hit the ball out in each of his next 2 swings. And he lets this one go by, down to 1:14 on the clock. And Jose waiting for a good pitch here. So let another one go by. And lets another one go by. So we're down to just about 1 minute. And Jose swings and drives one to right, but that will not be enough. And that's the 4th out. And, well, I guess he can still hit. That's right, he still has another out to make, so I apologize for that. It's 4 outs, not 5 outs. I'm sorry. So now it's come down to this as Gonzalez swings, and he drives this one to right, and it's gone, so that keeps it alive. So now it comes down to one more swing, one way or another here. It's now 2-1 Oakland in the knockout round. And Jose lets this one go by. We're down to 24 seconds. And Gonzalez takes that one. So Oakland up 2-1 in the knockout round. And Jose swings here, and that's it. Ground ball, but that won't do it. And Oakland wins the knockout round and sweeps this series. So Dondre Hubbard out-homers Jose Gonzalez 2-1. And Yolo is now 0-4 in knockout rounds this year. So Oakland ends up winning this one by a count of 2-1. So a 3-hour and 3-minute game as it turns out. And Oakland sweeps this series, winning here today in a knockout round, 2-1 in the knockout round. The regular portion of the game ended up 5-5. So we've already given you the final totals today. Oakland with a win now is at 23-16, and Yolo has dropped 4 straight games and falls to 16-20. We already gave you all the other totals. Our next game will be tomorrow night. We'll be in Oakland. Raymonde Park will be with you there in West Oakland. We will have the YouTube live feed starting at roughly 6:30, and we look forward to having you join us. For Yolo, it'll be left-hander Brandon Mitchell at 1-1 with a 7.36 ERA in Oakland, and right-hander Aaron Eden at 2-3 with an ERA of 8.40. Great job by Michael Sapel, everybody at Flow Sports and U2 Live for making this possible here today. Wishing all of you a very happy and safe 4th of July. Again, the final score in regulation was 5-5, but Oakland wins the game / the knockout round. Dondre Hubbard out-homering Jose Gonzalez 2-1, and Oakland wins in that fashion. We'll talk to you tomorrow from Raymonde Park at about 6:30 p.m. Doug Greenwald saying good afternoon.